getting home at 1 in the morning. It's fucking hard and tiring.
All right. That's your good friend Ross you didn't go to.
Listen, I see Ross every day. I love him. Not coming to his birthday party is not going to, make us less friends.
Ba, 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 boo, wee, blah, blah, blah.
Oh, it's not what I heard.
Ma, ma, ma.
How many boxes did you get undone?
Many.
Many? Good. All right.
None of them between 8 and 1 at night, by the way.
Right.
Why did Ross say don't say that to Howard?
Because he knows I'm going to bust Gary's balls.
No, but I mean, he's saying don't say that to Howard like it must be true.
No, he's saying
it was true. Believe me. You don't believe Gary, do you?
I would tell you. It wasn't like my wife said, we're not going in. We just said, we're fucking tired.
All right. Okay. Fair enough. You've had your rebuttal. Angel, you're on the air.
Oh, shit. Hey, now.
Hey, now.
What's going on, man? I'm a long-time listener here in Chicago. Basically, I was calling because fucking Ronnie's pissing the shit out of me. Just hearing his voice just really disturbs me.
All right. I get a lot of mail that way. They don't like Ronnie on the air. Yeah. Scores, man, 92.
Yeah, he is kind of brutal sometimes. You know, you talk to Ronnie as a caller, and he'll just say, "Oh, fuck you, asshole." That's his answer.
He has a bad way of handling things.
I think Ronnie's the ultimate New Yorker, which is why he should be on the show.
Let's go to Tim.
Shut up, asshole.
Tim wants to say something. Yes, Tim.
Howard.
Yes.
What's going on, Howard?
What is going on? Let's see. Well, we're talking about scores. We're having the start of the radio show. You name it.
Nice. Hey, I'm a cop in East Rutherford. I met Artie. He did a gig one time in Lyndhurst.
Okay.
And it's just solicitation. That's all it is.
Right.
I wish my chief would let me have sex when we did an undercover thing like that.
Right. I tried to explain to Ronnie you can't actually go through with the transaction.
So what's solicitation?
I think police officers should be allowed to go through with the transaction.
I mean, just to relieve the stress of the job, I think. I don't know.
No, but sir, solicitation, does that mean, can they close the place down, or?
No. They'll just, the bar will probably get fined. The liquor license, it's clear of the liquor license, right?
That puts that in jeopardy, right?
You got to have a liquor license.
Jeopardy, yeah, that puts it in jeopardy is the liquor license. But like I said, the good thing out of it all is for, if it ever happens, in like a massage parlor or something, the guys never get in trouble. They always just go after the girl. So if you're in there, you don't have nothing to worry about.
Oh, good.
Oh, all right.
Yeah, suppose that had happened during one of your visits.
I know. Oh,
your name would have been in the paper.
Yeah, that would look bad. Larry, you're on the air, Chicago.
Yeah. Howard, I used to be a vice detective in Buffalo years ago. I retired. All you got to do is offer or agree to sex for money, and it's a crime.
Of course.
This other guy that was on the line, he's talking from New Jersey. I don't know what the laws are there, but in New York State, you just have to offer and agree, and it's a crime. It's prostitution.
All right, there it is. There's the law according to Larry, and
some of those girls might be doing some hard time.
That's right.
If
Thanks,
it's
Howard.
true.
Thank you, Larry.
Yeah, none of the guys' names are printed in that article, Rob, and none of the guys who were involved.
Just the manager hosts, as Ronnie called them.
Yeah. Let's go to... Boy, oh boy, we got a lot of calls coming in. Let's go to Steve. Steve, you're on the air in Philadelphia.
Hey, Howard. Good morning.
Now. Good morning.
Since you came over to Sirius, the 5 million people came over with you. Does Sirius have a way to figure out how many people are listening to you in the morning?
Well, yeah, they have told me that they don't have specific ratings like radio has, regular radio. Yeah. But they do know that 60 or, I mean, I've heard figures that these are not official, but they've said to me 60 to 70% of the subscribers are tuned into our channels, which is great. 60% check us out at least once a day or something like that. I don't know exactly how it works, how they can tell, but they said a lot of the listeners are listening to our channels.
Yeah, because you got to say about Howard TV. When are they going to show more of the footage for the Bubba's wedding?
There is a special on there now. The immediate first special is the Bubba wedding special, and that's airing now. And the most popular viewed thing on Howard TV right now is the Bubba special. Also, the guys tell me they're putting together 2 other packages from the weekend because over 14 hours were shot.
And they're getting footage that Bubba shot as well from the wedding, I suppose.
Yeah, so you'll have a lot more of that. I mean, we'll just give you everything. But I think in order to get something on quickly, they did their first stab at it, and that's on right now. And then they're going to offer more programming, okay?
All right, when you having another roast? When you having the next roast?
We just talked about that in our Thursday meeting.
A roast is in discussion.
Reverend Bob Levy made a call to Fafa Flewley, the producer of this show, and said that he feels it's time for another roast, and I couldn't agree more. And he made a suggestion on some of the people he thinks should be roasted next, and he came up with the name. Oh, Bubba's special will be on Howard TV in early March. That's the second special, okay?
Okay.
Early March, so we got a month on that, because I think they're putting together something spectacular for that. Also, there's a Beetlejuice special now. There's a, oh my God, there's a whole bunch of new programming out there, and I'll read to you the laundry list of items that are now offered on that menu. So, you just asked the roast. So we had a discussion about the roast, and Bob Levy felt that the next person to be roasted should be, Gary, who was it that Bob wanted? Sal the stockbroker. Then I said, I think it might be time for a celebrity roast. So everyone has been submitting ideas to me about a celebrity roast. And, Artie, you're involved in these roasts. Maybe you'll have some thoughts on this. But, Gary, print me out the list, the laundry list of people we thought might be good to roast. Some of them more realistic than others.
It would be nice to get one of the people Comedy Central's been dying to get.
Like who?
I know there's people they've been trying to get. Well, the ultimate for them is Howard, actually, which, of course, we'll do here one day, maybe. But
no, we'll do it.
David Spade, I know they want to try to do, and he's a friend of ours, and there's a plethora of material with him.
Right.
And, you know, but that's a name because he's realistic because we know him. So Spade, what other name did they always talk about?
Oh, yeah, you're still talking about Comedy Central.
Well,
I'll read you the names, and then I want you to comment on them.
Jimmy Kimmel, to tell you the truth. He's a roast.
Jimmy's one of the names we have.
Oh, okay, because he's a great roaster and a host of them.
Yeah, he hosts.
And we have his name on the list. So I tell you what, the next roast will be very soon, and I will read you the names in about 5 minutes once we print them all out, okay?
Okay, thank you. The show's great. Artie, I love you. Robin, I love you.
All right, thank you. I see Lonnie from Scores is on.
Yeah, Lonnie's on.
Good, thank God. Lonnie, I was thinking...
On his way to jail?
No. Don't ever say that. Never even joke about something like that.
How dare you, Robin?
Hey, Lonnie.
What's wrong with you?
Hi, Howard.
Hi, Lonnie.
Lonnie, just give us a statement of some kind so we have hope that everything...
Scores open, first of all.
Yeah, Scores is open, right?
Well, yes, of course. You know, so far only the lawyer has made a statement. He's confident that everyone will be absolved of all charges.
Okay.
But for Howard Stern, I will give you the first statement from Scores.
Okay.
How's that?
Thank you.
Let me make this short and sweet. 2 sentences.
Good.
Scores has a clear policy against anything illegal.
Of course.
Thousands of entertainers over 16 years in business, and our record is exemplary. The second sentence would be, we believe that all these entertainers will be absolved of all charges. Wow. And incidentally, the 2 men arrested were not managers. One was a waiter, and the other was a night auditor. We respectfully believe they will be absolved of all charges, too. It's a misunderstanding involving sexual conversations.
And what about
misunderstanding?
And Lon, what is a night auditor? I don't understand that.
It's a person that works on the night shift, and he was in the club sitting at the table.
Okay.
But the newspapers interpret that managers were involved somehow. The entertainers have a clear policy, and this, of course, has never happened to us before. And we're just confident that all 5 girls will be absolved. They were all released immediately. In fact, one of them was completely dismissed immediately.
Right.
And I just hope that when all the girls are, the charges are dropped, that we'll get the same attention.
I doubt it.
And if the charges aren't dropped, I want to know why I'm not getting any blowjobs in the back room.
Is it all right if Howard gets a book?
Would it be okay if I got one?
Well, apparently it's illegal to do it.
Right. And
so we can't change our policy, Howard.
I want to just say, the only thing I can say about this is, as I explained to my girlfriend this weekend, that I've never seen anything like that go down in the back room. And I've been in the back room many a time.
Have you ever entertained a discussion?
Never. I mean, I only wish.
But, you know, I don't know that... I
just want a hand job.
I, first of all, don't know what happened.
Right.
Secondly, I don't know that the girls initiated these conversations. Somebody initiated them with them, right?
Right. Well, you know, there were 125 girls working that night. And
wow.
Apparently there was some sexual conversation, which is what the complaint said. But it's a lot more sexy to blow it up and say something bad happened at Scores.
Hey, Lonnie, you know what?
We're grateful to Howard and all of you because thanks to you making us a success.
Thank you.
This weekend we were packed. No one is worried about any of these charges.
Yeah, they were all looking for sex.
You're not kidding. Packed. I'm coming over there today. By the way, I got to tell you something. Half the girls, I can't understand their accents. And when the music's playing loud, maybe I was proposition, but I'll tell you what. I never heard it. Now, Lonnie, I know that this is upsetting to you, and you guys run a great business over there, and I really do hope everything works out okay. You know that. And you're a great guy, and we love all the people over there, and I'm sure this is a big misunderstanding that needs to be cleared up.
Well, apparently there's a lot of pressure on the clubs in Manhattan for various reasons. We are the most famous. Let's face it, you made us the most famous. You made it cool to come to Scores. That's why other celebrities come. So if there is something that needs to be publicized, everybody looks to Scores.
Right. Does it mean they're going to be arresting you now, Howard?
Me?
Yeah.
Why? What I
Because
do?
you make everybody go to Scores.
I don't make anybody do anything, Ronnie.
Only kidding. Only kidding.
Your kidding is so dopey.
Yeah,
I mean, no offense. Your personality is weird.
Yeah, all right.
Well, if anyone should go, it should be Scores Man.
That's right.
Yeah, please arrest Scores Man. Yes, please.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you'll be happy, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
I'm looking for you to get arrested.
Thank you.
See if you can get Ronnie arrested. All right, Dan, go ahead. You're on the air. You're on with Lonnie and Ronnie and...
Howard, don't you think that they're just bullshitting? Everyone knows what goes on at strip clubs.
Well, listen, the guys...
You're saying that no strip club has any sex going on in it, sir?
I know that tons of guys go to strip clubs in general. Sometimes they hook up with chicks. They can go home with them and stuff like that. They hit it off.
Right, but they're making connections at the club.
But just speaking as a citizen here, you'd have to be insane with a liquor license to even want to, have a house of prostitution. You will lose that license so quick. And that's what keeps these businesses in business. I mean, that's where, Lonnie will tell you, that's where they make most of their money, right? With the booze and all that?
Well, sure. Don't forget, after 16 years in business and over that long time span, the mayor wanted to close topless clubs. City council people want to close topless clubs. And they were never able to find anything. So this is shocking that there aren't any kind of charges at all.
Yeah. All right. It's a tough
Lonnie,
business.
However, if they do strip you of your liquor license...
God forbid, Robin. Don't even say that.
But, anything could happen.
Don't say that.
Would you go completely naked?
Ooh. Completely nude, but no booze. I'd still go.
The only thing we're expecting to happen is that the charges will be dismissed against all these people.
All right.
And then I hope we have the conversation again.
All right, Lonnie, hang tough.
Thank you, brother.
See you, man.
By the way, Lonnie is completely naked right now.
He's naked. He's
Lonnie
topless
is naked.
and bottomless.
That's right.
And Ronnie should shut the fuck up. He doesn't know. Why is he talking so much about this?
We called him in.
All right.
All right. Give him a break.
He is Scores Man.
All right. Thanks, Lonnie.
Or to his wife, the place where people can get hookers, man.
Clip of how you help strip clubs on JD page. Let me see. How did I help strip clubs?
What's that all about?
Possibly, no celebrity has had more impact on the gentleman's club industry than Howard Stern.
Thank you.
The king of all media has regularly entertained radio listeners with tales of visits to the legendary Scores.
Howard Stern likes this place, and he's talked about us for years, and it's brought us tremendous business.
See? You see the good this show does?
Well, congratulations to you, Howard.
Well, among other things, this is some of my greatest accomplishments.
I tell you what, I saw this directly, how this directly affects people. About 4 years ago, I was walking in Times Square. 4 guys come up to me, mid-20s. They go, "Hey, we're from Cincinnati, man. We're just in town. We love the show." I go, "Thanks, guys. I appreciate you listening." They go, "Where's Scores?"
Right.
And I showed them where it was, and they went.
Well, guess who's never going to be at Scores again? Me. I had a hard time explaining to my girlfriend that didn't happen to me. But what are you going to do?
Sure, you say it now.
Right, exactly.
What, are you going to admit?
You sound like her.
Of course you tell me it doesn't happen.
Never happened to me. Let's see. All right, here's some roast ideas. You tell me.
All right.
No Artie again today. He did make a phone call, however, to Flop Flop Flowly.
And he remembered not to answer the phone.
And he says nothing sinister is going on. He's merely sick. Wants you to know that. I will play it for you right now. Artie even gives that little cough to show that he is sick. My favorite.
Yeah, it's Artie. Listen, man, I'm definitely not well enough to come in tomorrow. So I'm sorry, man. I really am, but I'm just not. I'm not done being over this illness. I'm coughing and everything, so God forbid I get someone sick. That'll be a nightmare. So Thursday, without question, I should be there. All right? I'm okay. Everything's fine. There's nothing sinister going on. I'm just sick. All right, man. So sorry again, and I'll see you guys on Thursday, hopefully. Later.
We should compare that message with his old heroin message.
I was just thinking that. We should pull out the old ones and do a voice comparison.
Voice analysis. Hey, Gary, do you have...
Gary, it's Artie again. It's Tuesday morning. I'm not going to be able to make it in again today. I had a little bit of a relapse here, but no matter what, I'll be there tomorrow. Sorry, man.
No matter what.
Take care.
It does sound very similar.
Yeah.
Actually, I mean, aside from the jokey part. So you don't know. I hope he's not on the stuff.
You know, that was the whole wrap-up show yesterday. Is Artie doing drugs again?
Well, Artie's got a big gig, Gary told me this morning, in Vegas or something for the Super Bowl this weekend.
That's what I was thinking, that he's supposed to go to the Luxor this weekend.
Right, I bet she doesn't miss that.
And so he's coming in on Thursday.
Right.
He'll make it to Thursday.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, I really got pissed when I was thinking about Artie's explanation of what he did last week when he took off. Remember he took off Thursday of last week?
Yeah, I don't remember, but go ahead.
And then he said, well, I started to feel better on Friday, so I went house hunting.
Yeah. Like, stay home and get better.
Yeah, stay home all weekend.
Yeah, I always get angry with that, too. It's like, well, you started to feel a little better, so then you go out and get sick again.
You jump right up.
Yeah.
And Friday was the coldest day of the year here. He had to go house hunting that day.
I don't mean to throw fuel on the fire. I'm one of those people that believes Artie's genuinely sick. But this guy called into the wrap-up show and said he saw Artie on I-78 yesterday driving, and the guy did have the description of the car and everything.
Really?
And it was, according to Gary, it's correct.
Ron, you've got the last call on the wrap-up show.
Yeah, I guess so. Artie must have went out and got him something to eat or something. He just passed me on 78 in his, Mercedes CL 500.
I thought he was going to make a joke and say he was in an ice cream truck.
What color was the car?
It looked like it was like a silverish-looking color.
I see head shaking. I don't know. This could be Teddy. Is that?
I'm driving a truck, man. I drive a truck for a living. I just happened to see he got hung up, and I looked down. I thought, fuck, that looks like a Artie fat ass.
All right. Been Dom DeLuise.
So anyway, maybe he was shaking on his house or something over this way on 78.
Maybe Artie was driving to a doctor. Right, Robin?
Yes, certainly. He was not just lying to us.
Ralph thinks something's wrong with Artie. He went into some long
explanation.
Yeah, he thinks he,
Something deep and sinister?
Yeah, he's got some explanation about how he didn't believe Artie when he said he got all upset about the bookie thing.
Yeah, a lot of people were tying that together, too.
I have to go back to that argument that me and Artie had on the air where he had to collect money from a bookie, and he's busy meeting this guy in a diner. And Artie flipped out when Howard started talking about it, like he wasn't going to be able to find another bookie. Artie's reaction to that whole situation was just weird. And when I called him on it, he started ripping on me and talking about this money that I supposedly took and this whole.
See, everybody has their theories. I do have all the Artie calls in sick, which was when he was on heroin.
Okay.
All right, so you can compare the messages. Here we go.
The following message has first unheard message.
Garrett, it's Artie. What's up, man? It's like, it's 5 a.m. on Monday.
Artie the actor.
This is really acting.
He's sick on heroin. He didn't have any cold.
Yeah, he's faking the cough and everything.
Listen, man, I'm not going to come in today. I'm sick. I'm sick as a dog. I got fever. And, I don't know, I'm going to try to get rid of this today.
Get rid of that. You don't get rid of that in a day.
Yeah, this monkey on my back.
I'm going to try and get rid of the monkey on my back.
I don't know. So I hope you get this. It's the only number I figured I could call. All right, so I'm not going to be there today. I'm going to rest today. I should be there tomorrow, hopefully. All right, I'm sorry.
Does have the same pattern. He does go, I'll be there tomorrow, hopefully.
I'm sorry, man. I just got to get rid of this. I can't even talk.
You're talking a lot.
Later.
Yeah. It's like the cops say, whenever you're guilty of something, you talk too much.
Right.
Gary, it's already giving you more ammunition. Correct. It's Thursday morning. I can't stop throwing up. I got some sort of stomach virus. It's killing me.
Went from a cough to a stomach virus. I should have been suspicious. I'm never suspicious.
I gotta go. I'm going to the doctor, so I'm not going to be there today. So have a good time with this one. I'll probably be in tomorrow. I know I will be, no matter what, because it's better than dealing with this. So sorry, Gar. Later.
Why is he so sorry?
Garrett, it's Artie. It's Tuesday morning. Hey, man, I'm not coming in again today. I'm so sorry, man.
They do sound similar, because here's the one from today.
Garrett, it's Artie. Listen, man, I'm definitely not well enough to come in tomorrow. So I'm sorry, man. I really am, but I'm just not. I'm not done being over this illness. I'm coughing and everything, so God forbid I get someone sick. That'll be a nightmare, so.
No.
Doesn't sound good.
Although less coughs than the heroin one.
Well, he learned.
Right.
He learned not to cough so much.
Especially when he's then saying he has a stomach virus. He went from coughing to stomach virus. Boy, are we stupid. Well, you would think, you and I we're almost in the FBI.
We want to believe in our bro.
Hello? Garrett, it's Artie. What's up, man?
Artie.
Listen, man, I'm not going to come in today. I'm sick.
Yeah?
Sick as a dog. I got a fever.
Maybe you called the wrong number.
That's like...
Okay.
It's 5 a.m. on Monday.
Well, according to my clock, it's 8 o'clock in the morning, not 5 o'clock in the morning.
And, I don't know. I'm going to try to get rid of this today.
Get rid of what?
I don't know.
No. This is the wrong number. This is Avenue.
It's the only number I figured I could call.
Okay, but you're calling the wrong number. I don't have no one works for me. It's only me and my cousin.
All right, so I'm not going to be there today.
Yeah.
I'm going to rest today. I should be there tomorrow.
Where?
Hopefully. All right, I'm sorry.
Okay, that's fine with me. What am I going to tell you? Don't be here.
I'm sorry, man.
Okay, that's fine.
All right, so I'm not going to be there today.
I think you got wrong.
I'm going to rest today. I should be there tomorrow, hopefully. All right, I'm sorry.
You don't work here. Nobody works in this place but me and my cousin. I don't even know you. Good morning, down.
Gary, it's Artie.
Who's Artie?
Need more ammunition.
Who is this? And what are you wanting from me? Why are you...
It's Thursday morning. I can't stop throwing up or shitting.
I told you this last time. I don't know you. I don't know your name. I don't know why you keep on calling me. Stop bothering me.
Sorry I had to bleep that, but...
What believe? Believe what? What are you talking about?
I got some sort of stomach virus. It's killing me. I gotta go, I'm going to the doctor, so I'm not going to be there today, so...
Okay, go see a doctor before you drop dead.
Have a good time with this one. I'll probably be in tomorrow. I know I will be, no matter what.
I see you coming in the store. I promise you. I'll punch you in the mouth. I don't want you in the store tomorrow.
It's better than dealing with this, so...
Go ahead, deal with it, and go fuck yourself.
Sorry, Gary. Later.
Whatever.
That guy must have known he wasn't that sick.
Yeah, he says drop dead.
Hey, Gary. I have some sort of leprosy. My nipples just fell off. But I'll definitely be in tomorrow. Hopefully. See you later. Go ahead, have some fun with this.
What a collection we have now.
Oh, my God. Artie's sick calls.
Gary, it's Artie again. It's Tuesday morning. I'm not going to be able to make it in again today. I had a little bit of a relapse here.
Artie snorts heroin! Artie snorts heroin! Artie snorts heroin! Artie snorts heroin! He snorts heroin just like cocaine. 'Cause he's so fat that he can't find a vein. Artie snorts heroin!
So anyway, the speculation continues. But if you really want my opinion, this is coming from a very naive guy. I don't know.
You're prefacing your
I have
statement.
to. I was shocked when Artie was using, the first time. And I believe he is actually sick. Now, Robin, what do you actually believe?
I'm on the fence.
Really? You've shifted.
I didn't shift even yesterday. The thing is that when people have had problems with heroin or crack, they have to have a long period of sobriety for me to believe they haven't fallen off the wagon.
That's a good point. I mean, I guess I'm naive. I hate to always think that somebody's, having that much problem.
When I sit here and I think back to Artie not being able to stay awake on the air.
See, I have an explanation for that. And again,
there's all kinds of explanations for it, Howard, but it's still not being able to stay awake.
Well, when you drink like all those Hawaiian punches and eat cupcakes and then all of a sudden by 10 o'clock you're crashing, I can understand that. I know you're giving me a look, but I do understand that.
He's not 5.
Nah, well, I know I get tired toward the end of the show, and I'm not on heroin.
I don't see... he starts sleeping midway through. Your nap comes much later.
So I'm being naive again.
No, I'm just saying I hope that Artie's sick.
Yeah. John, you're on in Miami, Florida. Let's say hi and good morning to everyone. By the way, a few guests are stopping by today. Mary Carey, who is a porno star, wants to come by. Yucko the Clown is bringing in his girlfriend.
He really is going to let us see?
Yeah.
And she's going to talk to Yucko, not the guy she dates. Because he's a different guy, right?
I don't know how any of this is going to play out. And we'll talk to Joe Francis on the phone because we want to find out about him fucking Paris Hilton.
And Lindsay Lohan.
Right.
And that guy.
What guy?
He fucked a guy?
No, what was it? I wanted to ask him about that when he got tied up, hog-tied, and something was going on in front of a camera.
Hello.
What happened with that?
Hey, John, go ahead.
What's going on, Howard? How you doing, man?
Okay.
Wow, first time talking to me. Hey, man, I don't know, that
the last Artie song you play, man, I'm hoping to God that he really isn't, fucked up again on
Me
drugs,
too. Me too.
We
I mean,
all are.
We're all praying because Artie's like the best, and, I don't want to see the guy screw up.
But, I mean, that Artie Phillips heroin thing, man, like, that's just not right, man. Like,
but we play that when he's here.
Yeah, Artie knows about all that.
Right. I mean, I understand, like, all that. Like,
Sir, I think you're on something, if you don't mind me saying.
No, man. I'll tell you straight out. I'm just drunk.
Oh, you're drunk. Oh, okay. That's nothing.
Sleep yet. That's how we do it.
6 o'clock in the morning, he's drunk. It's a work day.
He's worried about Artie.
6 o'clock in the morning, he's drunk. I'm jealous of people who can be drunk on a work day. How come you could be drunk on a work day?
Well, I don't work until 5 o'clock tonight.
I'm a teacher, and these kids, they don't know the fucking difference.
I got to drink to get through a day.
What, are you a pilot?
No, I'm a bartender.
Oh.
A bartender?
Right.
I was hoping you were a pilot.
No.
So you're drinking up all the profits is what you're doing.
Oh, I get so envious of that. Like Beth went out last night to a movie premiere, the Sienna Miller movie.
Oh, the Shop Girl? No, what's it called?
Something like that.
Girl,
Shop Girls. And like she's getting all dolled up and going out, and then there's an after party, and I'm like, I gotta fucking go to work. I get really resentful and angry.
Well, at least you know her. I used to resent people I didn't even know because they were coming home as I was on my way to work. They've been out partying all night. They're ending their evening, and they look like they just had such a good time, and now they're going to sleep till noon, and I'm going to work.
Yeah. Like Beth can have a pajama day today, Relaxing. I don't know. I get jealous of everything. Everything looks better to me than what I'm doing.
Not that stuff. I was thinking about that whole, Paris Hilton, Lindsay Lohan, Britney Spears. They're always in those clubs.
Yeah, that looks kind of boring to me.
I think that must be torture.
I used to go to those clubs, when I first got single. I always felt like I'd missed out on something because I got married young and, we were in radio young, and I always took my job seriously, and I never went out, never. And I had kids young, and, I was a family man. So, like when I first got divorced, I was like, wow, I'm going to clubs. Now
I'm going to those clubs.
And I was really on the prowl for pussy. I mean, let's be honest. But if you're not on the prowl for pussy, they're torture, these clubs. Now, I will tell you, I never met a chick in a club. I mean, like, I met them, but I was afraid to go home with them because they all seemed a little fucked up.
Right.
And, like, there was no way. Like, I met a model at a club one night, and she was, like, kind of sitting with me and, like, wouldn't leave me alone. And she was, let's get out of here. We get out. And I said, there's something to this. She was hot. She was young, too, though. A little too young. But we left together, and we walk out. And there's a security guard out front, and I turn my head for 2 seconds. Next thing I know, she's screaming and calling the guy a nigger. Okay? And saying, you fucking nigger. Now, this guy must have been about 350 pounds. It looked like he played professional football at one point. And she's calling him the N-word. And I'm like, holy shit, who the hell is standing next to me? I'll probably die tonight because I just walked out of a club with this bitch.
With this maniac.
And you don't know who you're with. I mean, these people with obvious problems if they're in a club till, 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock in the morning drinking.
And they really enjoy it. They can't think of a better place to be. Lindsay Lohan leaves surgery and goes right to a club. She gets her appendix taken out, and she walks out of the hospital to go to the club.
Yeah. And then, like, the next thing I know, this chick needs a ride home, and she's in a car with me, and I'm like, actually, I think I grabbed a cab. I don't know why I didn't have a car. I just grabbed a cab. And she gets in the cab with me, and I'm thinking, gee, the story is that, Howard's hanging out with some chick who's going around calling people the N-word.
That's not how it's going to be written in the paper.
No, Howard's, I don't know. It'll be Howard said the, I don't know, who the hell knows. So I was like, wow, this is really screwy. And then she's like, yeah, I live in Hell's Kitchen. I hear Hell's Kitchen. I go, I hear
obviously do.
Yeah, I hear hell anything.
Right.
So like I freaked out, but,
Did you go home with her?
No, man. I got rid of her so fucking fast. You have no idea. I pushed her out of that cab. I think the thing was still moving. I was like, woo, 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 woo.
Well, I don't know. I was reading an article in the paper today about a guy who's on trial for killing his ex-model wife.
Yeah.
You see, you got to be careful.
You do.
Because even though they look good, they can go bad on you.
They
You know,
can.
he says she went crazy.
Howard Stern is dating the head of the Ku Klux Klan. So, I mean, I never heard from the girl again. I mean, I didn't get her number. I didn't do anything. I just left. I just was like, man, this chick is way big trouble. And I don't think I agree with her view of the world.
And I don't think I want to delve into it anymore.
Yeah, and I was like, well, that wasn't cool. What happened? Yeah, he was fucking with me. And I was like, oh, my God, this girl's so low rent.
Can you imagine you get into a relationship with her and then you have a very public breakup?
Yeah, and then you're the asshole.
Oh, she's going to be screaming and crying on the street, throwing things at your window, that whole story.
Yeah, then your life's ruined.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
boiling rabbits in your kitchen.
Yeah, I just remember going to these clubs and then, like, you'd be there. And then, first of all, I hate dancing. And then, like, I'd have to get up and start dancing to show that I was fun. And
that you were approachable.
Yeah, and then, like, they sit you down in the club and then they put you behind these ropes and, like, they section you off. Then someone's got to make the move and go, listen, let hot chicks through, but nobody else. And it's all embarrassing and gross.
But, I mean, and the music's, you're really not talking to anybody.
No, it's about fucking.
And drinking. I mean, the girls are getting drunk, so, you know, they feel loose.
Right. Where are you from? What?
We gonna party like
Yeah. Yes, I'm the guy on the radio, yeah. What? What am I doing here? I'm just, like, hanging out like you are. What? Where are you from? I said, fuck you. There's no way to meet a human being. Where are you from? She was, like, from Kansas, like, literally like a farm girl, like, just, you know, except like a racist farm.
Well, that's where they raised them.
Yeah, they raised them right on the farm. So, I don't know. I was just, like, all freaked out with that whole club thing. And when I read about, like, Lindsay Lohan and Paris Hilton spending all night in these clubs and drinking, and it just sounds like so much bullshit, like nonsense. And, like, Paris Hilton and Lindsay Lohan probably spend all night trying to avoid people.
Right, just being with each other, but they're there to be watched while they're with each other.
Yeah. It's like, it's a weird thing. They almost want to feel better by being around people who can't get behind their ropes.
Yeah, because if you really would stay home if you didn't want to be around people.
Put some music on, open up your liquor cabinet, and have all your friends over. What do you have to come to a club for? Hire a DJ. You got enough money.
Sure.
No, it's all about, like, going to the club and hanging out and talking, like, over that music, and you stink, and it's like, oh, and you're just drinking. At some point, even the drinking gets old.
Well, you look at Lindsay or Brittany when they leave, her dress is hanging off.
Vagina's hanging out.
Vagina's out.
Vagina. Here's my vagina. Have a look. I don't know, man. It's just like such a bummer.
Scar showing. You don't even know where your clothes are.
Yeah, I don't even understand it. So I don't miss any of that. I really don't. I don't know that I'd have the energy for it now. But I tell you, pussy's a big motivator. It'll get me to do weird shit.
Well, you will do anything to get that.
To hook up. I love it.
That's your heroin.
Oh, yeah.
You'll meet in the middle of the night with a bookie if he's got some heroin. I mean, some pussy.
Pussy is my heroin. You're going to write that on my gravestone. I love it. That's why it's good I'm in a relationship. I can, like, push aside all that pussy hunting, wasting my time. I'm like on safari. I should have just worn like a big
pussy hunt.
I should have worn a big safari outfit.
Yeah, well, you know, they really should create a certain type of dress for the pussy hunt. You know, just like when they go hunt for fox, you have a red coat.
The best place to hunt pussy is Spa. I got friends who are married and stuff. They're still out hunting pussy. Like they go to clubs. I'm like, why would you go to a club?
Well, when I hear married women say, oh, I love to go to the clubs, I'm like, what are you doing?
Yeah. They like to flirt, I guess. And
rub up and, entice men, I guess.
Hey, I got to mention something. I got a bunch of friends now who say, instead of saying the word literally, they say literally. Literally.
Literally?
They're trying to be British, and it's so fucking obnoxious.
Who says that?
I don't want to mention their names.
Come on.
2 people come to mind, and they'll be crushed if I say their names on the air.
Just come on.
They'll be embarrassed. Oh. All right. My friend Richie.
Richie says literally?
Literally. The whole time I'm talking to this cat, he starts, literally, we were at Nobu, and literally...
Is he trying to cop a new accent?
Well, his wife's from Ireland, and she's got an Irish accent.
That's what it is.
But he's so not you, Richie. He's an Italian from Queens. He's literally...
He should be adding a syllable, not dropping one.
And the other person who says it, she's going to kill me.
Who?
Mary McCormick says it all the time, literally.
Well, her husband's British.
I know, but
that's what it is.
She's not.
But my point is, look, the 2 of them who are connected to British people.
I saw Mary recently. We had her over to the house New Year's Eve.
I heard she's pregnant again.
Yeah, she is. She's a great girl. And carrying her pregnancy well, she doesn't look all fucked up. She's still attractive.
She doesn't look like Bree on Desperate Housewives?
No. But I'm sitting there, and the whole time I'm talking to her, I go, I think she said literally 25 times.
Literally?
Literally.
And it comes out a lot, huh? Because there's not even a lot of reason to say literally.
Literally. And I'm like, who is this? These people are my friends. When did they become British?
They never said literally when I first met them.
No. So they've got to stop. I'm putting them on notice.
Well, now they know.
Yeah. You don't say literally. You're from America. You never said literally. And literally is not a word. It's literally.
Literally.
It's very overused. I'm weaning them off it.
Good. Well, see, now you've done an intervention. If you didn't say anything, it would have gone on.
Right. Yeah, Mary and Richie are going to be pissed at me.
But if they continue to do it, it's because now they want to.
Right. Maybe they're like, hey, fuck you, Howard. We're going to say literally all we want. No, I hear other people doing it, too, and I don't have any specific names, but literally. And it's a pet peeve of mine. It's not a word. Literally.
Well, it's British.
I don't give a shit.
Don't speak British to me.
Why not speak Spanish? Bobo, you're on the air. Hi, Bobo.
How you doing there, Howard?
Hey, now.
Listen, I got to say this. I love Artie, but I think he's back on the horse, man. Because if you listen to all those messages, like you said, it's very similar. He always does the coughing effect.
The coughing thing is always to prove that you're sick.
You know, and I think he's maybe back on it because he never recovered from his breakup with Dana. And then, you know, his life's a mess. I mean, he has probably a bad self-image with his weight.
Yeah, but as someone described, he'd be the only obese heroin addict that we know of.
Well, wait a minute. What was Chris Farley on?
Coke.
Okay, but you're supposed to be thin on Coke, too.
I guess.
Yeah.
And Belushi was on heroin and Coke.
And that's true, and he was a big boy.
Yeah, if that was him yesterday, where was he going in his SL 500?
I don't know.
You know, there's a few more than one of those cars around.
And also, Artie, I think, in all fairness, has mentioned that car on the air.
And a lot of fat guys driving Mercedes.
Yeah. Let's go to Brian. Brian, you're on the air in Boston, Massachusetts.
Howard, good morning.
Morning.
This is crazy. Listen, 4 days a week, Artie gets up and he goes to work on the Howard Stern show. 5 days a week, I go in and I'm a fucking security guard. If anyone's doing heroin, it should be me. This is insane. What is he doing?
Well, we don't know he's on heroin. He could be sick.
Come on, Robin. You guys are smart. Neither of you is dumb.
Well, then call me dumb, because I think he's sick.
No way. Howard, you're not dumb. You went to BU. You're a smart man.
BU.
There's your credential.
They made all the geniuses into BU. You know that I went to BU, but I went to retard BU? Like I didn't even go to the real BU.
It wasn't even the real college?
Yeah, there's a college at Boston University for idiots. It's to milk parents who can't normally get their kids into the school. You know, I was a real idiot. Oh. And BU has a program called, it's like the Special Olympics. It was called
Basic studies. It doesn't get more embarrassing than that. Like when you're trying to pick up a chick at BU and you tell her you're in basic studies, you're like, fucking loser.
Yeah.
They head for the hills. You think it was easy to get laid with this face and being in basic studies? And basic studies, the deal was, even though you're a shit student, you can't even score above 1,000 on your SATs, we're going to let you into BU, let your old man pay the freight, and you got to, for 2 years, take everything you were supposed to take in high school, but you fucked up.
So you're really in high school?
I'm in high school. I was in high school for 2 more years. Believe me, this was no college. I was studying, like, high school chemistry, you know, humanities, which was actually watching movies.
Oh
and it was like retard school. And then if you passed retard school, they'd let you for the next 2 years get into, you know, like the School of Communications, where I'd study radio. Study fucking radio. What's the study of radio? There wasn't one professor that
You
I
weren't
think about.
making radios.
No, if we made radios, it would have made sense. Study radio. I'm sure my old man was having a conniption. It cost him like $5,000 a year at the time, which was a lot of money for my father.
Listen,
you know, but, you know, so I didn't even go. Like, people say I went to BU. That's bullshit. I should have been in Nassau Community. I got in on a fluke. BU.
I love you guys.
Thank you.
Great. I've had
Later.
this now for a month, and this is the fucking best I've ever heard.
Great, brother.
Right.
It's like I'm an idiot. I feel stupid. Like, I couldn't even get into regular... I don't even know how I passed basic studies. I remember studying, and then, like, they'd give a test. I didn't know one answer, and somehow I passed. Everyone must have been a moron,
Were
too.
you doing the abacab thing
I
that
don't know.
Artie described?
No, I wasn't that bad, but just about. I didn't even have enough brains to do abacab. A-B-A-C-A-B. Multiple choice. By the way, someone wrote me a note. Abacab, the reason it's called that, the Phil Collins song, is because that's the chord progression in the song, A-B-A-C-A-B.
And there's also another theory, which I think is the correct one. It's about the song structure, like verse, chorus, bridge, verse, chorus, bridge. The verse being A, chorus being B.
Why do they call a verse A? Wouldn't you call that a V?
You know, it's just sections. Oh. They call them like sections, I guess.
Do you know the chord progression? Is it A-B-A-C-A-B?
I almost don't think it is, but I could be wrong, too.
It's a shit song, anyway. I mean, really.
No.
It's not, right?
No.
So it must be the A, B, the verse, chorus, bridge thing.
Yeah.
I think it's first one, B.
Oh, Grandma Caprio's on the phone. Yes, Grandma Caprio.
Howard, it's Grandpa Caprio.
Oh.
Leave it at my boy Artie alone. He don't do the heroin. Not that piece of flour. He think it's a dope.
He's snorting pizza flour.
Yeah,
Okay.
he don't know. We say, yeah, a little heroin for Artie. Make you feel good. Go ahead. He snort that pizza flour, then he eat a meatball sub.
Right. Sonny, you're on the air in Beaumont, Texas.
Hey now.
Hey now.
Howard, you're the king.
Thank you.
I saw the Beetlejuice retrospective last night.
On Howard TV, isn't that killer?
It's a masterpiece, my friend.
Yeah, the Beetlejuice retrospective. It's it's really more about how we have to, you know, if we're doing a bit with Beetlejuice.
How you get it done?
Yeah, it's kind of a new take on things. I know I'm shooting something today for Howard TV. I think we're doing the Bubba Wedding Special, but I know there's one on there now to satisfy people who want to see.
Well, that's just a daily show.
Yeah. This special they're putting together is going to be monster. I know, like, Beth's coming in to tape something, and anyone who was there is taping interviews. It's going to be pretty good. So that's going to be happening, I don't know, probably next month, okay?
I love it.
All right, cool.
Hey, Howard.
Yep.
You're the king, but you haven't really conquered the world of DVD yet. I was wondering if you had any interest in doing that.
I don't care about it. The only thing I might even care about doing that's left for me to do is maybe do another film.
Yeah.
I was talking to my agent last night. There's some guy who...
Joey.
What?
Ramon?
Okay, thank you. I was talking to my agent last night, and he was saying that I've been getting a lot of film offers lately.
Yeah?
And he says, you know, in all the years since Private Parts, how many films do you think you've read? How many scripts? I said, I don't know, maybe 100. He goes, has there been one good one? I go, no.
Wow. Well, there was that one you almost did.
Well, I was going to make a film. I wanted to work with that director. What's the guy's name?
I don't know.
Barry Levinson. Barry Levinson. He approached me to be Man of the Year, which was the Robin Williams
Oh,
film.
no. I'm talking about the one with Melanie Griffith.
Yeah, I was going to do that. That was a little supporting role that I was going to play because I was jonesing to be in a movie. I loved it. I loved the whole experience. And I was going to play a record producer who was sort of out of control.
But, you know, you thought that was a decent script, right?
Yeah. I mean, it wasn't great, but I thought, you know what, I won't get blamed if the film blows.
I see.
It was just like a small part. That was my plan. And then somehow whoever was putting that thing together fucked up or whatever. I don't even know what the hell happened.
It just went away.
Yeah, I just know they tied me up. And then, you know, then I was really going to do this. Just as we were coming over to Sirius, I was really thinking of doing that film with Barry Levinson, and I felt the film still needed a rewrite or two. And I had some ideas to pump that film up, and Barry would have been a cool guy to work with. I mean, that guy's made every great fucking movie on the planet, and he's a cool guy, and I met with him a couple of times, and we were vibing, but it just happened at the wrong time. I was coming over here, and I said I owe it to the fans to put my energy into this. Full energy, because this was huge coming over here. I had to promote, had to get the channel set up, had a whole bunch of things to get going. And I asked him if I could have some time, maybe a couple of months before we'd start shooting, and it didn't go with his schedule. He wanted to start shooting right away.
I see.
And I was for, like, sitting and working on that script and making it better. But
he was ready to go.
Yeah, he felt the script was ready.
He thought it was done.
Yeah, and that's cool. So they had Robin Williams in the back pocket, so I said, okay. I said, I don't think the film will be as strong with Robin Williams, but you guys go ahead and do your thing.
You got to do what you got to do.
You got to do your thing. You know, it's hard to say no. That's my biggest problem in life, and I don't know if other people have this problem to the extent that I do. I'm one of those guys who wants to grab everything. I just love, I love the announcement. I don't like doing the work. I like the announcement. I go,
yeah, to make it look like things are going on. You'd rather have just announcements.
Yeah, I love announcements. I like the idea that in the newspaper would say Howard Stern is shooting a movie with Barry Levinson just would make me shoot my load in my pants. The actual having to go make the movie and sit and bitch about what's not right in the script and all that other shit with all my bullshit integrity, that sounds like a nuisance.
Well, see, that's most of Hollywood, though. You always just keep announcing things.
Yeah. But Adam, my agent was talking to me about there was a bunch of movie things coming in, and I would like to make another movie. I would like to do that, but damn, you don't have any life.
I was going to say, how are you going to do it now? I mean, you're running these 2 channels.
Well, Tim's got that under control. I mean, I really have.
It seems like you're in an awful lot of meetings.
Yeah, Tim hawks me in China, but he really doesn't need to. Like, he called me yesterday. He goes, Howard, it's Tim. I go, yeah, Tim, what's up? I haven't heard from you in a while, and I get nervous when I don't speak to you. Something's wrong. I know you're mad at me.
What?
So I go, Tim, what the fuck are you talking about? I said, you're going to hear from me when something's going bad. I said, everything's going great. I'm nervous. I'm nervous when I don't hear from you.
Wow.
I said, well, stop being so fucking nervous.
So now you got to call him every day so he knows you're not upset with him?
Now I'm not going to talk to him for a year. He's got that whole thing under control. He's good.
All right, because that's what I thought you were having tons and tons and tons of meetings.
He deals with Bubba. He deals with Pharrell. He deals with all the, David Height and his whole crew.
Mm-hmm.
David, by the way, put together a cool Master Tape Theater poster that's hanging in my bathroom. It's really cool.
I saw something the other day, and I guess somebody was just looking at it. They weren't really showing it.
Yeah,
but I was
it's
like,
funny.
Oh, that's a Master Tape Theater poster.
I went to write David a note, but I don't even know how to get in touch with him. I don't know his email. I don't know anything. But Tim runs the whole channels. I have nothing to do with it.
All right. I thought you were, you say you never get home until like 5 or 6 o'clock at night.
No, but I'm running around. There's always something going on, but it's not, it's big picture kind of stuff.
Whatever that means.
I'm not in the nitty-gritty.
Oh, but you're still, all right, never mind. Just do whatever you want to do. You have time to do a movie.
Things sound good, right?
That's all
I really actually don't.
Was trying to determine.
Yeah, you know me, but that'll be me. I'll be miserable. I'll get myself involved in some film, and I'll, be miserable and angry. Yeah. But it's so cool doing those movies, the way they treat you.
Oh, that's the best.
Yeah. You'd think that you just invented the cure for cancer, the way they treat you on a set of a movie.
John Bon Jovi is a rock star.
And he can't get enough of that.
And, after we had done Private Parts, I remember seeing him somewhere, and he goes, isn't it the greatest thing to do a movie?
Yeah.
Everybody loves being in a movie.
Well, now you know why those kids are crying when, you know, they can't get apart and breaking down and, you know. I mean, it's why do you think every hot chick in the world wants to be an actress?
Yeah, well, they don't even know what it's going to be like if they've never done it before.
Right.
It's heaven.
Yeah, it's good, man. And I don't mean some bullshit dinner theater. I'm talking about when you get to do a movie for a major studio, Paramount or Fox, you know, New Line, one of those.
No, none of these indie films that they make for $35,000.
Yeah, the Weinstein Company, any of these good film companies, man, it's great.
It's a beautiful thing.
Yeah, Steven Spielberg's.
Yeah, whatever they call
And they're
that.
impossible. The women have nervous breakdowns, actresses, when they can't be a leading lady anymore.
Well, that's why, you know, in fact, Rupert Everett, who is that gay actor, he's actually an actor who happens to be gay.
A couple of people from CBS Morning News.
So it's actually going to happen.
Yeah, it is happening. In fact, Gary was working on this yesterday because I was really shocked that, you know, I just figure when you work for CBS National Morning News, like this.
What's that?
It's one of the cameras. Scott DePace is on fire because he's going to be working the camera for the CBS Morning News. And he was in here preparing.
This is his audition tape.
Yeah,
now he's practicing?
Yeah.
Get out of here. That wasn't me. One of my camera guys moved the camera. I'm sorry. I told him to stop.
Okay. Anyway, he's all charged up. Says he has it under control.
He's Mr. CBS today.
Well, you know, usually this stuff's just on Howard TV. Now it's on CBS this morning.
Somebody will actually see his work.
Yeah, somebody actually get to see it, more than just our fans. So, you know, I walked in this morning and right away saw a lovely woman from CBS. I didn't know who she was at first. She's standing in the halls with a clipboard. None of my guys carry clipboards. I just like that she had a clipboard. And she has a clipboard.
I think they even worked on the flames behind you this morning. They're very vibrant.
Yes.
I'm like mesmerized.
I didn't realize you have to stare at that the whole show. That is so tacky. It's like I'm in hell.
Right. I'm constantly watching that. And today they're really on fire.
CBS Morning Show producer was there, woman. I don't know her name. But she was like very excited, you know, oh, today's the big day. And they're here early. I mean, they've been here since I got here.
They've been here before us.
Yeah, I mean, I got in about 5:15 this morning, and they were already here. Her and two technical guys. And Gary was on the phone with him yesterday. But you would think that, like, CBS Morning News has all this cool equipment available and this and that. They apparently have no even, like, ISDN line or any way to broadcast back to CBS from remote locations. It's weird.
Is that what the deal was? Because remember yesterday it was like they're going to come and check out the situation and see if they can do it.
Yeah, like they weren't even sure they could, have me on the air and broadcast to them at the same time. What was going on there? What don't they have?
Apparently, the show isn't even in high definition yet. That's like coming in May. So they were saying that Local built all these brand new studios. So if you turn on CBS in the morning from 5 a.m. to 7 a.m., it's in HD, and then the early show comes on, and it's not. And so they were saying that they didn't have ISDN lines, you know, to get us a good signal back here. And I was, you know, surprised. So I felt bad. Like, it was probably like 7 or 8 o'clock last night. I wrote an email. I was like, guys, you know, I'm not going to tell you how to do your job, but if you're going to put up a phone line, it's going to make you guys sound low rent. It's going to sound bad on our show, and we're hoping for better. And somehow they figured out how to get it.
So the audio, in other words, I won't see Harry Smith. I'll hear him.
Right. But originally you were going to hear him as if he were on the phone.
Oh, wow. That's weird.
So like in a tin can.
Right.
I go, what'd you say? And that makes for crappy conversation.
You know, it's funny because I've been watching a lot of that stuff, and I was watching a lot of the Olympics.
Yeah.
And there were just incredibly long lag times between a guy asking a question here and an answer over there. It was very strange.
Well, that was the other thing. We were going to
You could do better on Skype.
Yeah.
We were going to give you, by the way, when Oprah does that, doesn't that look terrible?
Yeah, it's not great.
But they were going to give you a monitor so you could see Harry Smith, and we talked about this, and we finally could figure that out, except it was going to be a second to a second and a half delay, so you'd hear him, and then his mouth would be moving, and it was just going to be very distracting.
How come they can't just use like Skype or something, or like GoToMeeting or whatever? You know what I mean? It's like really weird.
I saw NBC local news was out during the snowstorm, and they were using something that wasn't Skype, but they said, "Hey, this is our new thing. We're not transmitting this via satellite, but it's over the internet." And it was some weird, like almost like a handheld camera. I don't know. The signal looked really good.
Yeah, I don't know. But anyway, I'm going to be on CBS Early Show, interviewed by Harry Smith. And the guys are going to put up a picture of Harry Smith on that TV screen to remind me to look at that TV screen, because that's where I'll be talking.
But it'll be a still picture.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Put up the picture. There it is. I think that's... doesn't that look like it was taken about 10 years ago, too?
And he's going to look just like that.
Right. I think that's a drawing of Harry Smith. So who is the woman? She's a producer?
Yeah, Ginny's a producer over at...
What's her name?
Ginny.
Ginny. Mm-hmm. She was working hard with the clipboard. Yep. She's like frantic, running around, nervous. I like that. She seems type A.
She said she was impressed with our group.
Of course. Who knew? They don't even have ISDN lines. We do.
But they came over yesterday. We had a meeting. She said, I think people are always impressed when we have A, a group, and B, we're fairly organized.
Is that who you were meeting with yesterday?
Yes.
We had a whole board meeting in here.
It was, Howard, it was one of those things where, now with cell phones, everybody was in a room, and then somebody would ask a question, and everybody would get on their cell phone, and 11 conversations at once in this little room.
Wow. Such a production for me to be on. I think I'm on like 4 minutes or 3 minutes.
Right. TV is such a short window when you're on it.
You want to know something?
But 50 people have to be involved.
I get such agita when I have to do these things. So I hear 4 minutes and I go, oh, what do they, do they want me to cram a bunch of things in 4 minutes? And
well, it's funny because when the producers were talking yesterday, somebody joked, well, it won't be that long. And somebody, because one of the people from there said, yeah, it's like 3 minutes. And the other guy was like, no, it's like 4.5. And that apparently is huge.
Oh.
That's a huge amount of time.
It's like I'm the president. That picture of Harry Smith, he looks like a urologist. I mean, it's a weird picture, right? But he seems like a good guy.
It looks like one of those things you see in the subway advertising.
It's like it's a doctor's ad to whiten your teeth.
He co-hosts with Julie Chen, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And Julie will be there, but she doesn't want to do the interview because I goof on Les, her husband.
I don't know how it was assigned, but that sounds about right.
You always wonder about those backroom meetings about how this assignment will be made.
Terry, someone's writing me a note that the woman running around doesn't work for CBS. She's a serious publicist.
No, that's Hillary. Oh, is that who you saw this morning? I thought you saw because there's also a female producer. So you saw Hillary this morning.
Oh, Hillary.
I didn't know which women because there's a ton of people.
No,
here.
I don't. And I'm embarrassed. I'm sure I've met Hillary
1,000 times.
Works here, yes.
Have I met Hillary 1,000 times?
Yeah.
Sorry, Hillary.
She does publicity for Sirius.
I got my head up my ass, Hillary. Oh, that's Hillary for Sirius.
Yeah, I thought you were talking because there's also a producer from CBS that I wasn't sure if she
I didn't see her
or if you'd seen her.
Is she here now?
I don't know.
No.
I know she will be here, and I know we met with her yesterday.
So the woman I saw in the halls is from Sirius.
Okay, so the CBS producer isn't here, and you saw Hillary.
Oh, I was going to say, boy, the CBS, they get up early to come here, and really, what are they going to do?
Hillary doesn't usually do this, and she's up early.
Hillary got up early. She made sure, all the names.
You seem hyper to me. Calm down. Every minute.
I don't know. I'm excited.
All right, but slow down, man.
All right.
That's it. Now tell me. Take a breath.
Hillary got up very early this morning.
Yeah.
She put all the names in the system. She was here to greet everybody. I think they started coming in at 4 o'clock.
Wow.
Oh, I see.
To set up everything?
So I just met someone this morning I've known for 5 years.
Well, probably like 2.
2 years.
She wasn't here when we started, but she does do a lot of stuff with us.
Well,
you met her again.
She was impressive. She had a clipboard.
She's good at what she does.
I like that.
Serious with the clipboards. And who were the two guys? They were from CBS?
Yeah.
Yeah. What's their deal?
Yeah, you'd never seen them before.
I think there's 3 guys here. One guy is a producer, and there's 2 tech guys.
Oh, okay. So we're all set to talk to Harry Smith?
Yeah, I got a schedule of like when they might go to you. Would you like to know that?
Yeah.
It's on my desk.
Because I'll put on my sunglasses, I'll look more handsome.
You're going to do this in sunglasses?
No, they're just like tinted glasses.
Okay.
Not sunglasses.
Because that would look very strange if you're early in the morning. You look like you're a cocaine addict. Or
Robin, I have my look, and it's all put together. You know. Yeah, I want to look like... I go for looking like a cocaine addict on TV. It makes people scared of me.
Why is he hiding his eyes?
Right.
I have 5 potential times that they might go to you, but then I found out that they might go to you at these times just to tape you to promote it later. So look good at 7:15, 7:31, 7:48, and 8:01.
No, I want a heads up when they're shooting me, you know.
Okay.
Or maybe I don't care. I don't even want a heads up. It's just I'm picking my nose or playing with my penis. Imagine they go over to me and they don't tell me and I'm playing. Because you know me, I'm always rubbing my penis during the show. That's sort of... You know how Johnny Carson had tics?
Yeah.
Like he would play with his tie?
And
I play with my
pencil.
I play with my ween the entire show. And I would hate for them to cut over to me and see me playing with my ween.
Can you see it on camera?
I don't know. Sometimes...
No, Howard, we can't see that.
You can't really?
Nope.
Oh, good. Because I'm always...
Your nose, of course, we can see that.
Yeah, I'm always rubbing my penis under the console.
Well, that was very cute, Scott.
What?
He's like, your nose, we can see that.
I said if you're picking your nose. We can
Well, of course you can see that.
Everybody knows that, Scott.
Sorry, Robin.
Pointing out the obvious.
Yeah.
When he goes off Rush Limbaugh's script, you know, he has a whole different personality. All right. Thank you, Gare.
I'm still wondering what they did to these flames. They're driving me crazy.
Did you guys tweet the flames for CBS this morning?
No, we're going to put a logo in that. So we had to pull our diffusion out of that, which normally clouds it.
Oh.
So they're clearer just because of that. They'll go back in right after the segment.
What logo do you have to put in?
It's a Howard TV / XM Sirius logo.
What?
It's all 3 logos. Matt, make the patch, please. You'll see it right now. Hold on.
What's he talking about?
They're going to put that behind you.
Let me see it.
It's coming right now.
All right. Oh, that's smart.
Yeah, it's like, what do they call that watching?
Yeah, but could you guys keep it out of my monitors? Like, I don't care if you put it behind me.
It will be for the whole show, only that segment we'll put it in.
Even on here and here?
Yeah.
It's very distracting to me. You have to understand, I don't want things to be different.
Oh, and it's going to be changing like that?
No.
It's on a 30-second loop. After 30 seconds, it changes once.
Just put it behind me. I don't want to see Sirius XM logos all in my eyes the whole time I'm talking. Makes me nervous. Makes me think of Scott Greenstein sitting in his office. Mention the radio. Mention Sirius XM. Mention.
Okay.
Makes me gives me nervous feelings.
So like a walk and repeat.
Yeah.
Would you mind if I put a still of it up?
I don't know. Do whatever you want. Who cares? The fuck do I care? I'm just going to try and concentrate on not cursing. They're very concerned.
Saying it's changing.
Yeah, they were very concerned because they said to Gary like 17 times on the phone. You know, Howard knows not to curse. Of course I know not to curse. I was on regular radio for 100 years. I'm on David Letterman all the time. I mean, what's the matter with you? But I think they're running a delay on me. They're so nervous. You know what? I'm nervous, too, because I haven't...
You know what's great about that? Remember when, like, the Beatles or the Stones were coming on Ed Sullivan? Everybody's all nervous. What are they going to say? Can they be under control?
Right. They had to cut out half of Elvis's body.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. They were afraid of Elvis moving his hips into the camera.
And the Stones had a word in their song that, they were hoping they wouldn't say.
Dan Foreman,
like crazy people were coming on.
Dan Foreman wrote me an email last night. He said that, in fact, CBS Morning Show did promote a rare appearance by Howard Stern.
They said it was rare.
But and I think they ran it during Letterman's show. But there wasn't much promotion for it. And quite frankly, it is rare because I had no interest in being on CBS this morning. But when they said, we need you to talk about Jay Leno, I went, okay, I'll do that for you.
Did you see the show?
No, I saw the opening, which was the only thing different, and I listened to some of the monologue JD played me, but it's the same.
That's what I did. I saw the opening monologue.
Right.
I think I got tired of it.
Yeah, I mean, it's the same boring Jay Leno show. But, you know, I was thinking about Jay Leno last night because I knew I was going to be on this show today. And there's a guy in the Las Vegas newspaper who's way on board with the same way I feel. He even mentions me in the article. And the guy's name is... I'll tell you his name. The guy wrote this. Give me a second. Okay, the guy's name is... They don't even put his name on the frickin' article.
Christopher Lawrence.
Yeah, but why isn't it on the article?
I don't know.
I mean...
Because the one I sent has his name.
Yeah, well, it's from the reviewjournal.com. Anyway, this guy's name is Christopher Lawrence. And he was writing about the Jay Leno fiasco, The Tonight Show, and his whole thing is that, you know, he makes a really good case for what I've been saying, to boycott Jay. Don't watch Jay, because Jay's a gangster. Jay's a bully. He's like ever been bullied at school or at work. Any guy who's ever had that happen to them knows what Jay is. He's a bully. And he points out something I forgot. He says, you know, NBC had a case of buyer's remorse. Roughly 7 months after taking over The Tonight Show, the new host wasn't living up to expectations. And you think he's writing about Conan O'Brien. It was Jay. NBC went to Letterman after they first hired Jay and gave them The Tonight Show. If you remember, the ratings weren't that good. Mm-hmm. They went to Dave and said, you know what? We think we made a mistake with Jay. Would you take over The Tonight Show? And Dave picked up his bags and left and went to CBS because he had been insulted by NBC. That's what you do. Jay has continually been insulted by NBC. Jay,
so
after 17 years...
I don't remember that happening.
Yeah, you know what? And then it kind of tweaked my memory. That, you know, Dave could have easily had The Tonight Show at that point, and it had been tarnished for him. It was like, no, you gave it to Jay. Like, in other words...
His relationship with NBC had been tarnished.
Yeah, and he just was like, you know, forget it. This isn't Johnny Carson's Tonight Show. It's Jay Leno's crummy Tonight Show. And anyway, you know, if you remember back in time even further, Jay pushed Johnny Carson out of The Tonight Show.
I mentioned that when this whole thing started. I said, look, Jay's just having what happened to... What's happening to him now is what he did.
To Johnny.
He pushed Johnny out.
So anyway, you talk about being bullied at work. So after 17 years of being on The Tonight Show, NBC turns around to Jay Leno and says, get out. We're giving the show to Conan. We don't want you anymore. Now, most guys would have been like, you've got to be kidding me. I'm number one and you're in the time slot. Goodbye. Wait till you see how this smacks you right in the head.
Right. I'll show you.
Jay doesn't do that. Well, I shouldn't go through this. This is what I'm going to talk about.
True. You're on fire right now. This is how you should be when they're interviewing you.
The point is that, and also I'll talk about how Jay's a thief on the CBS Morning Show. I mean, you know, even like, I know I'm going to get rapped bad for this, but it's the truth. You know, before I went on the air, you never saw interns on any TV show or included in any radio show. You know, this Ross the intern. You know, we had interns. We used to bring you behind the scenes and bring people on the air that worked around the office. And, you know, everything about Jay's show is a ripoff. You know, he does his version of Stupid Pet Tricks. He does his version of Howard Stern's Homeless Game, which is the jaywalking signature bed. They were talking about... also in this article, which I have been pointing out for weeks, this green car routine, which was so lame, was copped from another TV show. It wasn't Jay's idea. Jay's a friggin' thief. Thief, rather. You know, and I want to point all these things out in my 4.5 minutes. And I want to say, you know, David Letterman's at least an original, and if he does take something, he admits it.
Yeah, he gives credit for it.
I just think Dave is a man of integrity as opposed to Jay. I mean, Jay has no backbone in show business. Dave does. Dave left NBC. He walked away. He said, you know what? You've disgraced me. You've dishonored me, and I'm going to go and do my own thing somewhere else. And that's what Jay should have done. That's it. I got to get in the habit of not cursing for this interview today because I'm so used to cursing now on the air when this microphone.
You're afraid of on your own now that you won't be able to handle it.
I am. So for the rest of the show, I am not going to curse.
Well, you know, in California, they just passed a resolution that this week is no cuss week or something.
Wow. Great.
So there'll be no cursing.
Gary shot out of a cannon with CBS being here.
Imagine trying to help.
He, too, is on. He's auditioning.
You don't want to work there because it's real work.
I work here.
I don't know, man. That's hard work. I let you slide on a lot of stuff.
Oh, come on.
Did you see Gary was being all TV this morning? I walk in, all the guys are around, and Gary's wearing, a nice shirt and everything.
He's got a man-tailored shirt on.
And Gary goes, both? Listen, so you'll be going on at 8:05, and there'll be 2 live hits. So I go...
He was speaking TV lingo?
So I turn to all the guys and go, what did he just say? He goes, there'll be 2 live hits. And I go, 2 live hits? What's that even mean?
I literally repeated what Scott DePace told me. Yeah, Scott told me that walking in, so that's what I repeated.
So, you know how people in a dumb business try to make it sound complicated?
Right. There was a whole article in the paper the other day about how cops have their own language.
Right. Everyone comes up with their own language.
Yeah.
Except, if you're a cop, it's life and death. With this stupid business, it's like there's no need for it. What Gary was trying to say is they're going to cut away to you 2 times, before they do the interview.
Cut away? What's that?
Yeah.
No.
What kind of lingo was that?
No. You're going to be on live twice is real language.
Right. Who's ever heard 2 hits?
Who's ever heard cutaway?
Yes, you have,
In
asshole.
this business, we
now
have.
you're being a fucking asshole.
No, Robin pointed it out.
And I was
She's an asshole
curse,
Please, it's all that is BS language.
No, we're going to cut away to you. People know just from the lingo of the common lingo. But he goes, boss will be 2 hits. And I'm like, I don't even know. 2 live hits. And I'm like, I don't even know what he's talking about. But Gary gets like that. Like whenever Gary puts out a memo and we're going on vacation, he goes, we'll be dark the week of March 13th.
That's how everybody,
like,
people send me emails every day. Publicists, send me your dark dates. When are you dark?
Because they don't know radio doesn't say that.
We're dark.
When we were fired from
dark.
NBC,
we're on vacation.
When we were fired from NBC,
we're dark.
John Hayes said to me, Robin, the show has been canceled. I was like, what are you talking about? You don't cancel things in radio. You get fired.
Okay, so you've been canceled.
Are we light when we're here and dark when we're gone?
Don't be ridiculous. It's not an unheard of term in the business.
There'll be 2 live hits this morning. Well, I heard 2 live hits. I went nuts. So
and in the afternoon, we're semi-light.
Then Gary shut me down. He goes, I'm not in the mood for this right now. I don't need this.
No, you know what?
I'm taking no hits on the hits.
I was on my way to get in here by 20 after 5 this morning, and the fucking Cross Bronx Expressway was packed, and I had to drive through Harlem, and I was in no mood.
Boss, we have a hard out after the 2 live hits, and then we're dark next week.
That's Ganji's term, the hard out.
Hard out.
We're going to fade into a dissolve.
It's a hard out. No, you're a hard on. What is a hard out?
A hard out means if you have the satellite till 7:55, they're going to shut it off at 7:55.
You got to make that exact.
Not 7:55:05. It's a hard out.
Oh, it's a hard out.
You have no room to play.
Howard, there'll be a hard out. Like a hard out. You don't know a friggin' thing about TV. Hard out. When did you learn that? Ganji picky. That's what he's picked up in 20 years of being with me.
He's learned 2 new words.
Hard out.
To put together.
You know when the hard out will be for you, Ganji? When I quit this job. Because it's going to be a hard out of the business and back into your dad's house.
Do you know what he said to me the other day?
I'll be eating my heart out.
This is crazy. Ganji was our intern, and Ganji said to me, I said, what do you want from me? He says, I want you to throw my 40th birthday party.
Wow.
That's coming up soon.
He's going to be 40.
I asked Ralph the other day how old he is. He tells me he's 43. He's got to be older than that. He's lying, right? He's got to be 50.
No. Hold
he's
on.
like 6 years younger than me.
He was only 6 years younger than you?
I don't know.
I believe he's 45 or 46.
That's what I thought. I thought he was
But he's
lying.
definitely not 43.
Swore to me he wasn't lying. Okay, we got to take a break. Okay, I can do that. When are we doing my hard out and my, what is it called again?
Live hit.
When are we doing my live hit, Scott?
We're doing the hard on.
I don't know. I've got some times listed here as possible. 7:31, which we passed. 7:48, 8:01.
We didn't pass 7:31.
Oh, sorry.
Sorry, I was thinking about the diffuser again.
Gary, what time is the live hit?
Hey, if you get a chance, go to Howard Mentions, page 1.
Okay.
So Harry Smith, I guess he goes to all the different markets and teases what's going on. And he cracked the same joke about you at every market, which is funny.
Really?
Where is that?
It's Howard Mentions on the far right and white.
Okay.
Harry Smith has a preview. He joins us this morning. Harry, good morning.
Hi, Harry.
Morning, guys. Have the House Majority Leader on the show this morning, right at the top, to talk about health care, other issues like that. I don't know if you noticed or not, but Jay Leno was back on NBC last night. We have the king of all media, Howard Stern, to intone, to give us some ideas about what he thinks about all that. He's not a Jay Leno fan, just in case you were curious. And we have checked and double-checked our 10-second delay to make sure we're not turned into a parking lot by tomorrow morning. Also, good. I'm glad somebody's listening.
Harry, you have to give us a Baba Booey.
You know what? We're going to save that all for the exclusive interview.
All right.
So we're psyched about it. We're psyched about that.
Should be fun.
All right, Harry, thanks a lot. Have a good day. All right.
Wow.
So then they go to 2 other markets, and he does
same joke.
Same joke, yeah.
We talked to her parents yesterday. I mean, there they are. They're sitting with the district attorney who's ready to charge this guy with murder, and they are somehow holding out hope against hope. It really is an extraordinary story. We're going to talk about that. We're also going to talk to the king of all media, Howard Stern, about Leno's return to late-night TV. I'll tell you what, we're riding right up on the edge here. We have prepared and double-checked our 10-second delay.
Wow.
To make sure we can get through this segment. We also have, we got huge...
Well, the reason he's a pro, Robin, every time he says that line...
He makes it new.
He's even cracking himself up with it this time. What a horrible job.
It's not like he just said it.
I think you got to say the same stuff over and over and over again. Just read off a teleprompter.
Yeah, and for, 200 markets?
Yeah, it's got to get a little annoying. Either he's a pro or he just has no short-term memory. He forgot he said that. I don't know much about Harry Smith. What's his deal?
He's just been working for CBS a long, long time.
Yeah, huh? Good for him.
Okay.
What's up? When's our hard out?
We have a hard in coming up.
Hard on just walked in.
Harry Smith is 58 years old. His career started in radio. He worked on various stations from 73 to 86 in Denver and Cincinnati.
Right.
This is the interesting part. He worked on CBS early show from 87 to 96, and then he left, and we can't figure out if he was let go or if he quit, but then he was rehired in 2002, and he's been on ever since.
I remember that being a particularly ugly situation. I think he was cut off the show. Remember, that was the first inception of this... I don't know. They keep changing the name of that show. But there was a morning show they put together. Could have been after Bryant Gumbel or something. And they let Harry go, and they kept Mark McEwen and boosted his role on the show. And then this time around, when they brought in Hannah Storm and Julie Chen, they brought him back.
Lucky.
They say he makes $3 million a year, and he's an avid cyclist.
No kidding. When did he lose his hair? That had to be tough. I should ask him. Say, I have all my hair. I'm lucky. Yeah, Bob. What's up? Hey, now, in Chicago, Bob. Bobby.
Yes.
You're on the air.
Howard.
Okay. Come on, Bob. You're killing me.
Hey, Howard, I think I want to tell you that Harry's a good guy. He used to do a lot of live shots with CBS this morning. He's funny. He's a good guy. He's got a good sense of humor. And I also wanted to tell you, I'm one of these listeners that actually gets it. I love your show. I got a 3-hour commute every day. You're the best.
Thanks,
let you
Bob. All right, Bobby. Thanks. All right, we got to take a break. We'll come back right after these words.
You're about 2 minutes away from going on.
Oh, all right. Well, I'll do one live commercial and come right back. That's good.
Of course, 3 days after that massive earthquake there, a curfew in Hartford has now been extended. Looters were told to lose some
Hey, Howard, after you do your live read, can you put that book on the side just so it's not a shot video live read? Thanks.
What needed, of course, are relief supplies.
Yes, I did.
Hundreds of tons of those are
You will save it for later.
Okay.
It's funnier.
30 hours? Pretty much. There you go.
Royal Air Force jets were scrambled to intercept an American Airlines jet this morning over Britain. Flight 78 en route from Dallas to London. The crew sent a distress signal. That's what
Just put on
the jet. Americans said the female
Hey, by the way, see this?
Scott, why won't it change?
You see that? I'm changing it. I can't get it right.
Hey, Ralph, can you step around the other side? I'm sorry.
Wait, you done, Ralph? I'm okay?
Yeah, make sure he's beautiful.
Yeah.
It's the right size.
This morning, that area east of downtown.
Right, just shut
live pictures now. It's home to the restaurant with shot.
I'm going to get those all smaller. You know?
All right. What is this?
This is Beck's beer.
Ah, yeah. We were just talking about Beck's beer. I don't know why I'm uptight about this. I don't know. I'm feeling uptight. There's a lot of commotion with this.
Well, I think the other thing is everybody's running in and out of here being very tense this morning, and I think that's adding to your
and
dilemma.
like Steve Langford's in here reporting.
I don't know why Langford's standing here.
Steve, why do you need to be in the studio? I mean, I'm fine with it, but why do you need to be in the studio?
This is very uncomfortable for us.
Yeah.
I apologize for that.
Well, then
we
get
asked
out.
Gary if we could watch what was going on to report that angle to Stern fans.
Okay.
You can't watch from the control room?
This is a different angle.
How's that any different?
All right, Fred shot out of Academy. Everything
no,
is
it's
making
like,
me...
because he's standing right next to me, and it's uncomfortable.
Howard, you're 35 seconds away.
35 seconds away, Robin. I will now
To a
slip
hard in or something.
I will slip into my hard in. I hope I don't curse.
You better not.
No, I won't.
Time. Good luck to you today. All right, I know a lot's riding on that. Harry, let's get inside you.
All right, Lonnie. As we discussed earlier, Jay Leno returned to the Tonight Show last night, and one longtime Leno critic has some thoughts he would love to share. So, joining us from his studio at Sirius XM Radio is the king of all media, Howard Stern. Howard, how you doing?
I'm doing well, Harry. Good to see you. Actually, I don't see you. I'm looking at a picture of you.
I can't hear you, man.
Oh, you can't hear me.
Hang on.
Oh, my God.
Let's
This
try
isn't
one
even
more.
working.
We could hear you when you were talking to Steve Cohen before, but we can't hear Howard Stern. Let me try now. Howard, how are you?
Can you hear me now?
I can hear you now.
Oh,
Very
good. Okay. Yeah, you know, Harry,
All
first
right,
of all, you can see me. I can't see you. I'm actually looking at a painting of you that is on my screen, so that's what I see. And, Harry, listen, I got to tell you something. You've never looked better. But I wanted to say, Harry, I don't do a lot of television interviews. I'm very much a man of mystery. But when your people called me up and said, you want me to comment on late night television, man, did you get my juices flowing. Just the mere mention of Jay Leno's name makes me want to vomit. I don't like this guy. I don't disguise it. And probably what irritates me the most is people in show business are afraid to say how much they dislike Jay Leno, but I am not. I don't need him.
What is it? Does it go back years ago? I mean, what is it? It seems very deep-seated in you.
Well, first of all, let's look at the history of Jay Leno. Jay Leno pushed Johnny Carson out of The Tonight Show. That was number one. And he did it in a merciless way. And then Dave Letterman, who wanted the job. Oh, okay, he didn't get the job. Fair enough. But look at the integrity of a David Letterman. David Letterman was rejected by NBC. He was told he was being passed over for the job. Did he sit there like a dog and take that from NBC? No, he did what any man would do. He got up and he moved over to CBS and took over the show.
Right.
Now, Jay Leno, on the other hand, seems to be the kind of showbiz animal that will not let go. Here is a guy who worked on The Tonight Show for 17 years. He was number one in his time slot.
Right.
He gets fired by NBC. They put on Conan O'Brien. What would you do as a man? Wouldn't you go to another network? No, Jay
If you don't make partner, you're supposed to leave and go to another firm.
No, Jay is a lapdog. He goes on at 10 o'clock at night. He bombs there. And after he bombs... Wait a second, Harry. You asked me a question I'm going to tell you because I'm all worked up.
All right.
I'm worked up.
I can tell that. I can tell that. Your heart's beating.
I'm really fired. I'm out of the box. You mentioned Jay Leno. It's like slowly I turn. No, but seriously, Jay Leno then loses the 10 o'clock slot, and they say to him, they say to Jay, would you go back on at 11:30, and we'll put Conan on at 12. And Jay goes, yeah, well, I guess I'd do that only if Conan's okay with it. So was Conan okay with it? No, he said, no, I'm not okay with that. I don't want to leave at 11:30. And what does Jay do? Jay takes the job. No matter what.
But in the end of the day, this all comes down to money. It all is about the dough. And Jay has been spectacularly successful at 11:30. And NBC wakes up and says, we need that money back. The only way we can get it back is to put him back there.
Yeah, but, Jay doesn't need the money. That's, if this is all about money, Jay is a multi-millionaire many times over. Right. Just in terms of integrity, once you make that kind of money. Listen, I'm going to tell you something. I've worked for many people and been fired by them. I was fired by NBC many years ago. You know what I did? I didn't sit there like a lapdog and take it. I got up. I brushed myself off, and I went on terrestrial radio on a competing station, and I buried NBC into the ground. That's what you do. Jay should have dusted himself off, gone to another network. He certainly had the money and the offers, and he should have gone and beaten Conan and beaten Dave and beaten Jimmy Kimmel and all these guys.
Is it true that you made this prediction? You told Conan that this is exactly what was going to happen?
I went on Conan O'Brien's show, and I turned to him and I said, you don't really think you're getting the Tonight Show. First of all, he was Jay completely sabotaged him. By going on at 10 o'clock, they gave Jay all the best guests. They took away all of Conan O'Brien's excitement and thunder. They sabotaged him.
But there's also no lead-in between 10 and 11 because their audience is gone.
Absolutely. And Harry, the bottom line is this. Your name is Harry, right?
Okay. Used to be.
I'm just kidding. Harry, the bottom line is this. Jay is also a thief, and that's what gets my goat the most. You know, I've always considered myself an original. I consider Dave an original, David Letterman. I think he's a pioneer. David Letterman once said in an interview, he started putting his mother on the air, and he said, you know, I got that from Howard Stern. I admire that. What Jay does, Jay takes and lifts bits directly from my show, directly from Dave's show. Even this green car bit is a ripoff from a television show in England. They don't have an original thought on that show. Jay's signature bit, jaywalking, was lifted from my show. I've been doing this bit for years.
But still spectacularly successful. I have two very quick questions for you.
All right.
Are you going to go back to free radio?
I don't miss free radio at all.
You don't miss free radio at all?
I've got to tell you,
Simon's place on Idol.
If they gave me $100 million to take Simon Cowell's place on Idol, I would be insane not to take
you. $100 million.
That's for 4 months' work, Harry. Even you would take that. Even Julie Chen would take that, and she's married to Les Moonves. So listen, I would of course consider it, but the job is listen. Wouldn't you judge a karaoke contest for $100 million? I would. You'd have to be nuts.
Yes.
In this economy, I would do it. Yeah, sure.
Howard. Good to see you, man.
I
see you in the park all the time running with you.
I know. You're an avid runner. Everybody talks about you.
No, I'm on the bike, dude.
Oh, you're a bike?
Yeah.
You're a bike guy.
We're going the opposite direction.
I hate those bike guys. Oh, you got to go? You got something big to go to?
I'm going to run you off the road.
You have absolutely nothing to go to. You should stick with me the rest of the morning. All right, Harry. Good luck with that show of yours.
Two more superstars are here, Reba McEntire and Blake Shelton, to announce the nominees for this year's Academy.
I would have stuck with me, not Reba.
And they're just announcing what?
I don't know. Reba,
that was great. You did a great job.
Thank you, Robin. I wanted to make you
fire.
proud. Well,
you got all your points out. You're like a politician. You made all your points.
I had more to say.
But you got the big ones out.
But
Jay's
Harry
a
wouldn't
thief,
shut up.
and Jay's a
thief.
Guy.
He's a bum. I didn't even get to say I'm here. I was leading into, they asked me about terrestrial radio. I was going to say, I love it here at Sirius XM.
Well, that's why it's great that you had the
logo.
walk and repeat, because you didn't have to say it. He said it first.
Right. But I would have liked to have said that. But they cut me off. I was on a roll.
You never, 4 minutes, you can't say much.
4 minutes? I've got diarrhea of the mouth. I can't, if I can't finish up in 4 minutes. You know what that was like? That was like taking a massive dump.
Yeah.
I felt good.
It was like taking the SATs.
I was like vomiting. Where's that producer? I bet he's thrilled.
Get back in here and tell us how he did.
I need immediate feedback.
Yes. What are they thinking over there? What's the feedback?
They should have let me go longer.
Are they coming back to him?
Letterman's got to be coming in his pants from what I said.
Oh, he's only wishing he was up in his room.
Yeah.
Watching it with one of his girls.
Letterman literally wishes he was coming in his pants. Where's that producer? Are they done with me? They ran out of here.
Remember, that's what he used to do. He used to say, you know, I have something I need to watch.
Yeah.
In my room. I need to watch Howard this morning.
Was that his move?
Remember, yeah, he would tell the girls to tape silly shows that he needed to watch.
Right.
And then bring the tape to the room.
I love Letterman. Now, that's an original. Where's the producer? I want immediate feedback.
What?
I think he's just on the phone now. He's probably getting his feedback.
Oh, he's getting the feedback.
You didn't curse, that's one thing.
I didn't curse, right?
No, you did great.
No. Yeah. I felt I had to talk very fast because I wanted to get a lot of points in.
Yeah, and Harry was trying to interrupt there. You were good to box him out.
That Harry had to keep interrupting me.
That's the 2 words.
Yeah. Well,
here's Howard.
He did try to present the view that Jay makes a lot of money for the network.
Right.
But who cares that? Why is Jay making that decision?
You made the point. I understand why the network wants to, but why would Jay lower himself to do it?
Cyrus, you're on the air.
Hey now.
Hey now, Cyrus.
I just finished watching you on TV because the TV was ahead of the radio. But you were great and on fire. And I was amazed that Harry was actually agreeing with you. It's like he didn't present the other side. He just had your back on everything.
Harry understands that I'm an intellectual and that I was making
he saw this through a professional in the business.
He saw that I was on a roll and he knew to back off. Thank you, Cyrus. Dan, go ahead. Instant feedback from our audience.
He'll have work to do when Reba's there.
Right. Well, yeah. He'll be talking a lot during Reba. Well, Reba, how are things for you? Well, I got to tell you, country music's never been better. Well, what do you like about country?
Harry.
Hey, Harry. I'm a real intellectual. How did I look? Dan, go ahead.
Oh, you should have worn your space helmet.
I was thinking about it, but there's no time in 4 minutes.
They wouldn't take him serious.
If they'd given me multiple, you know what I should have done? I should have the space helmet to start, and then take it off and go.
Yeah.
Sorry, Harry, I was busy doing my other job, NASA astronaut. What's up?
I don't know what happened, but I said to that guy Steve, I said, "You want to come in?" He goes, "Yeah, just give me a second. I got to make a call." And when I came in here, I think he left.
Oh,
no, everything's fine. Everything's fine. I just don't think he wants. I think he was uncomfortable on the air, but everybody's fine. The rest of the other producer and everybody was like, it went great, and they're very.
Good. Okay. All right. I mean, that's very, very rare that I do that. They should be kissing my ass all over the place. Dan, go ahead. You're on the air.
Hey, Howard. I just want to say, well done.
Thank you.
I was a guy who called yesterday and told you not to talk about Jay Leno, but I feel they didn't give you enough time at all.
See, here's a guy.
Television.
You were complaining about me talking about Jay Leno. Now you wanted more.
I got a couple of emails here, and if it's true or not, they said they cut off a significant part, the last part of the interview.
They did?
That's, I don't know. You'd have to get JD to
I got to tell you something.
That.
I will never understand television and the way it's produced because, and I say this all the time. When you have a show like the CBS show, and you got a guy like me on who has something to say, and let's face it, I know I'm entertaining. They have it locked in that I'm going to talk for 4 minutes. And they got a couple of stiffs waiting in the green room, Reba McEntire and these other people. You could have me on there, and you say, wait a second, this is rolling great. This is good. So let him go another 2 minutes.
Like I said, I would come back to you all during the show. You got a 2-hour show. We're here at the same time. Come back to you over and over again.
They should have potted down and then come back, and I'd still be talking about Jay Leno. What is it?
I don't think they cut off anything. It seemed fine to me.
It would be hard to do that.
I got 2 or 3 emails saying so.
What part? I mean, I don't know what part.
All right, JD, let's get to the bottom of this. What did you see as the last second? What was they talking about?
They even let the Julie Chen thing go through.
Yeah, then after Julie Chen, then I said to Harry...
something about bike guys or whatever.
Right. I said, I hate those bike guys.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it. Then
they
got
said
the whole
you should
thing.
stick with me, and then it cut down. I was hoping they left in the Reba McEntire part, but no.
All right. Thank you. No, they got the whole thing.
Good.
Susan...
Hey now, Howard.
Hey now.
When I heard you come on, I immediately ran to my TV to see you, and you look fantastic.
You see, Robin? You see?
Very good.
I was very excited.
That's from a woman. A very attractive woman.
You look great. I think that if they would keep you on all day, though, they might be afraid you to pirate the show and steal the whole show from them.
Well, what would be wrong with that? Day in and day out, they do the same dopey show. You have somebody good on.
And they've been trying, they don't beat Good Morning America and the Today Show.
Right.
It would be nice for them to get some ratings every once in a while.
Sure, why not? Rob, go ahead. You're on the air. Rob in Toms River, New Jersey.
I'm sorry, Howard. Yeah, thanks for taking my call. Howard, the only thing you missed, you should have called Jay a communist or a terrorist.
He is a terrorist.
He got on his blood. Yeah.
You're absolutely right. I missed that. Maybe I can get back on quickly. Put back the link.
Check his underwear for bombs.
Melrose Larry Green, who I haven't heard from in a while. And by the way, I was watching Melrose Larry Green on YouTube, where he issued me an apology for going on the Mancow show. I never cared, Melrose.
He didn't even know. Did you know he went on?
No.
Oh, okay, Howard. Well, Howard, let the pass. Mickey Mantle, home run. Tape measure home run, Howard. This morning, unbelievable. You knocked it out of the park.
Thank you, Melrose.
I just flew in from Miami. Amazing, Howard. Congrats. Mazel tov.
All right, yeah, Melrose flying in from Miami just to tell me that, just to catch me on TV.
Hey, Howard.
Yes, Jeff the Drunk.
You did good. You did swear. I'm so proud of you.
Well, thank you, Jeff. I actually, I know Jeff does. One thing Jeff the Drunk does is watch TV all day.
Yes.
So if anybody knows if something was entertaining, it would be Jeff.
I saw Marianne from Brooklyn.
Oh, was she on?
She was on just before your interview.
She was out there with the in the weather crowd?
Holding the sign.
Holding a big sign.
What did the sign say?
Oh, I don't know.
No.
Well, Jeff, thank you for being proud of me.
Nice.
Jeff, is anyone ever proud of you?
Yeah, sure.
Oh, okay,
Who?
good.
When?
When did that happen?
Was proud of me.
Who's
What?
proud of you?
My mom was proud of me
For?
for, you know, for being me, I guess.
Well, then, good.
Ralph Sorello.
You looked very handsome and you were very funny.
Thank you.
And you're so right about them moving things. You know, you're waiting for somebody like you, and then they rush you off. Those shows are so hard to watch because you wait for something, and they're okay. Next thing.
And you know they're going to be playing back the tape of this all day long. They're not going to be playing back tapes of Reba McEntire or that other guy.
Yeah, who's waiting for that?
One of the things that I would do if I was the producer of a CBS show, you know, I was listening to Bernie Goldberg on The O'Reilly Show. And he was saying how people on the network news and things like this don't do anything original anymore. And one of the things I would do is, if I would be the type of producer, if something live was happening that was good, I'd stick with it.
Absolutely. Why not?
Go with it.
And you're somebody who's never anywhere, you know,
Right.
except Howard TV and Sirius, so you have to pay to get you, and how you got for free, keep you on.
Well, whatever. What are you going to do? Thank you, Ralph. What is
I'm
it,
going to
JD?
produce CBS.
Thank you. Yeah, see, Ralph knows.
They had to move on to announce some country music awards after.
Right.
So.
They were in a rush.
I'm sure.
Well, they're probably on CBS, so that's why they're
Everybody's very excited about that.
Well, that'll be the last interview I do for a while. But if anybody wants to talk about Jay Leno, I'm available.
You only do Jay Leno interviews.
Yeah, I will do any interview about Jay Leno. Even a free newspaper. James, go ahead. You're on the air.
Howard, let me tell you something. You make me fucking piss my pants. I love the way you trash that fucking vomitous cocksucker, Jay Leno. And I want to meet you more than any person in the entire world because I think you are fucking God, and I love you.
Isn't that nice? Thank you, James.
Thank you, Howard.
I appreciate that. That is a good man. Yes, Captain Jenks.
Hey, good morning, Howard. That was a great fucking appearance.
That was a lot of fun.
Oh, you know what? You know what would be really cool, man? Dave owes you a big favor.
What favor do you need?
Dave doesn't owe me anything, Jenks. I'll be honest with you. I like Dave's attitude. I like Dave Letterman a lot. And I always appreciate the fact that he put me on national TV when I was not as well known as I am now. So I'm always on his team. He also was in my movie. So, you know, I do feel an allegiance to him. And I happen to think he's a very talented, funny guy, an original kind of guy.
Yeah, well, absolutely. But he should feel allegiance to you after what you said today, Howard.
Well, he absolutely should. Listen, I went on Dave's show. The last time I went on, I said, and Dave was gracious enough to have me on for a couple of segments, and he brought up, I don't know, I guess I brought up Jay Leno.
Yeah.
And Jay Leno, you know, I started to say, listen, everybody, why don't you stick with Dave? Screw Jay Leno. Jay Leno's a jerk-off. And I think Dave appreciated it, quite frankly, and he should. I mean, I don't think a lot of people are willing to take sides. But, you know, the truth be told about late-night television, these guys compete. They look at the ratings every day. And as cool as they try to play it, they care if they're number one.
All right, so what is going to happen now? You're good at
People should
predicting
choose
these
sides.
things.
People should choose sides,
No,
Robin.
I'm not talking about that. In the ratings, Letterman has been number one.
Right.
True?
That
or
is
was
true.
he number two to Nightline? I don't even know. But he was
beating the Tonight Show. Right.
So what happens now that Jay is back?
Well, the first show Jay is back, everyone's talking about it, so it does get a ratings boost. You know that. Maybe for the first week or two. I think that Jay has 5 million solid viewers who follow him. They seem to follow him wherever he goes.
Really?
And quite frankly, he could end up beating Dave. I don't know the answer to that. I don't have the crystal ball on that one. What I'm hoping for, I'll tell you this, that enough people will sit there and get sickened by this guy, that his image has been tarnished. And that, you know, they just go, oh, you know, Jay's kind of creepy. I'm hoping that happens. But, you know, with the world of television, you don't see that a lot.
You know, I was originally going to suggest that you put on the astronaut outfit.
Well, I didn't have enough time because the astronaut helmet would have eaten up precious time that I can talk about Jay Leno.
The other thing you could have done was to wear the 3D glasses over you.
Right.
Say,
Well,
Harry, I'm looking at you in 3D.
You know, if they gave me 6 or 7, even 8 minutes, then I could have done
You
the
could have some
astronaut
fun,
routine.
yeah.
I could have put the 3D glasses on underneath the astronaut helmet. You know, we could have had some fun.
Yeah.
But it's very pressured.
I did see Marianne from Brooklyn. She was holding up her King of All Media sign.
Yeah, she's terrific. She's a real doll. She's always
Good
out there
for her.
promoting. Riley Martin, host on Howard 101. You're on the air.
Good morning, Howard.
Yes.
Yeah, you did good, kid.
Thank you.
Were you watching,
Look,
Riley?
Yeah, I was watching. Look here, Jay Leno, I never liked that big box-head bastard. Ever since I was at your party and he told you to get rid of Robin.
Right.
I ain't liked him since.
Exactly. Well, you know, thank God I didn't know Riley was watching because it would have made me too nervous.
Hey, tell the people I hope that I'm back tonight in real time. The weather's loosening up.
Ah, what happened last week?
Oh, the weather stopped us.
You weren't on?
Yeah, no, they did replays, Robin.
I see.
The weather prevented Riley from being on?
I'm shocked.
Yeah, Big Jim Colosimo McClure chose some marvelous material for the 4-hour show on this past Friday. So they did good.
All right, thank you, Riley. Let's go to
He will be live.
My dog Bianca wants to talk about my appearance recently on CBS. Okay. Oh, you liked it? Bark once if you thought I looked handsome. Bark twice if you thought Scott DePace did good camera work. Oh.
Nothing. One
That's
bark.
only one bark. Well, thank you, Bianca. Bark twice if you want to get in Robin's pants. Wow.
Well, she's a female dog.
I don't know. She wants you. Every time I mention Benji's name, she goes, no, Benji. Say,
oh, I liked her.
Benji. My sister's on the phone. She rarely calls in. Yes, Ellen.
Hi, Hal.
Hi, honey.
Listen, you were fabulous. I had to really call in. You looked great.
I look better than ever.
Yeah, you do. You were precise. You got your points out, and I've been around a lot of politicians. You are the best. You should have been governor.
I should have been governor. Believe me, I'd be less of a disgrace than this guy.
Oh, my God. We'd have so much less
right.
anxiety in the governor's office.
Oh, my.
What? I'm sorry, Ellen. Go ahead.
No, it's a bad connection, but I'm just so proud of you, and you were wonderful. That's all I called in to say.
Thank you. That's my sister Ellen, who is wonderful. Thank you.
Okay, bye-bye.
I tell you, no one really talks to me about the radio show. I go 4 minutes on TV. Everyone wants to talk about it.
Steve, how'd it go this morning? I thought Howard did a great job. I mean, as we expected, he had some really great insight. So we really appreciated being here. Thank you.
I've been in sort of show business for like 30 years at least.
Mm-hmm.
I've never heard of a live hit. Have you?
I mean, you really should be making fun of DePace. I just repeated what he told me.
But that's my point. If DePace says it, all of a sudden it becomes part of your lingo.
Like, why do you pick it up?
You should have been like, I don't say live hit. We've never.
I'm going to fight with him on the way into.
But I mean, like, why are you saying to me, Wolf, there's a live hit? Like, you always want to act like you're in television or you know something.
I want to act like I'm in show business after 27 years.
You do. I mean, that's not even Gary's word, and suddenly he's, Wolf, there'll be a live hit.
Oh, that's the word.
Let's get more cutaways going.
What?
Cutaways. Everybody knows what those are. The cutaways we were talking about this morning.
Oh, duh.
Oh, okay. What's he talking about?
You don't get anything that distracts from your argument.
No, live hit was Scott DePace's. Why would you say it?
I think that's what they said.
So why wouldn't you say to me they're going to cut away to you from the studio?
I had 14 seconds and I didn't process it quick.
But I don't know what a live hit is. I've never heard of that.
What is a live hit anyway?
That's when they like before the interview they go, we're going to go to Howard Stern this morning. Then they show a picture of me in the studio. You know, they
like a quick shot or
a quick shot. Scott DePace should start giving Gary fake words. Like, I'll make up some stuff. Hey, Gary, today we're going to be doing a Grisinta. Boss, today there'll be a Grisinta on the show.
Today we're going to do a hard tingle.
A hard tingle. Boss, today there'll be a hard tingle. I mean, 30 years of booking live guests. Gary's never said live hit once or... You know,
but
today was live hit.
Should we go over words that I just started using?
But you know, I don't know what live hit is. If you don't know,
and is that really like? Did it ruin the day?
No, but it's just funny how you are. Like you try to be like a TV expert with your words.
Everything I
drives me crazy when he writes a memo and goes, "We'll be dark the following weeks."
That is not.
That's such like a TV term. It's not. People in radio aren't dark. They're just on vacation. He wants to be on TV so bad.
Well, that's
Howard. Here's some fucking hot news flash. I've been on TV for 12 years.
You know where?
And then here.
Oh, doesn't count.
I'm on TV.
But you never said live hit. I'm going to give Scott DePace a bunch of words to feed Gary. He'll start walking around saying them.
I can't wait.
Hard out.
Today we're going to shoot 3 aglets.
Wolf, Scott the Pace told me we do some aglets today. Okay,
What's an
Gare.
aglet?
I'll just be, okay, Gare.
You're going to act like it's a real word.
I'll give I'll tell Scott the Pace to say, stoop hits. And then I'll go Wolf, you know what a stupid is? I go, yeah, it's you. Now, Gary loves terms like
he loves lingo.
He loves the lingo. Wolf, there'll be a live hit.
I love to work. And I apologize if
Well, get to work.
I don't speak the way you
Stop
like.
talking to me and get to work. Loves to work as he opens up another CD.
Fucking working.
What are you working on?
I'm actually taking a look at. They wanted me to watch this Mr. Skin TV show for some feedback.
There's going to be 3 Easy G's in there.
So, Gary, you've been getting a lot of crap this morning about, what was it, 2 live hits?
Yes.
This morning? And, what is it? Howard doesn't think that you're, worthy to say these television terms?
I got in 20 minutes late today. I got stuck in traffic. I knew the CBS people were going to be here. As soon as I walked in the door, DePace goes, listen, they're going to do live hits all morning. Here's a list. So I walked in and I repeated it to Howard. He's like, what is that? What is that? So it's just, he's just fucking around.
How do you think Howard did this morning?
Did really good. I thought he did really, really well. I mean, he, listen, they asked him for a reason, and he had a great opinion. And, it's nothing new to us listening to the show, but I always like it when he's on national TV and people get to see him. I get calls from my relatives who don't listen to the show, and they go, oh, he was so interesting this morning.
Joan Rivers is here. Joan probably has a lot to say about Conan O'Brien and Jay Leno. After all, if you remember your history lessons, Joan Rivers was the hottest thing in late-night television. So hot, she got bigger ratings than Johnny Carson, so Fox hired her to actually launch her own late-night show. It didn't work out so well. But this went down many years ago, so she's no stranger to what goes on in late-night television.
Well, let's find out what she thinks is going to happen to Jay going back.
I think they should cut Jay's nuts off.
I mean, did she go back to Fox? Did she hang around after they bumped her off?
No.
Hello.
Joan did what Jay should have done.
Yeah.
Yes, what?
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 Yes, but what?
What?
Yes, hello.
Hello, darling. You look fantastic.
Absolutely.
I look like a fat old pig.
Hey, you do not look like a fat old pig. What? You can't lose weight?
Can't lose weight.
Put those headphones on. That's your microphone.
I can't lose weight, but at this...
You're so thin.
Oh, please. At this age, though...
What do you weigh? Can I ask?
I used to weigh 107. I was so happy.
Right.
And now, literally, I'm 116, and I want to kill myself. And my pants don't zip, and you just want to kill yourself.
When you're liposuction a possibility?
At this age, you take liposuction, it all just falls down.
When you're completely nude, I mean, I'm sure you get nude in front of the mirror and take a look.
Yeah.
Do you see a paunchy belly?
Do I see? Yes.
What do you see?
I see, I never had a stomach in my life. And now I have this big, stupid stomach.
You have a belly?
Yes.
Like a pot belly? Is it tight at least?
It's the worst. It's higher up. It's like those women that look like pigeons.
And you don't have any shape anymore? You lost that little curve?
The waist went.
The waist went to what, in your 30s?
But I think it may be because I'm pregnant. I want to announce it on your show. I haven't had my period. I just have to do this show.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
I was laughing.
I stepped on it.
I think I'm pregnant. Howard asked me why.
Why are you so pregnant?
I haven't had my period for 2,400 months.
That would mean you're pregnant. When you don't get your period anymore, Joan, I'm not a gynecologist, but I believe you're right. I believe you are pregnant.
I thought of that this morning. I have to say that. Go ahead.
But Joan.
Well, then you know why the belly.
That's right. It's your baby bump. Joan, you even see these women now. And I mean, you're a proponent of plastic surgery. You've always said, look, if you don't feel good about yourself and there's a way to change it, you change it. If you don't like the wrinkles in your face, you pull back a little bit.
Right.
In fact, Joan has said whether you don't like them or not, you should not have the wrinkles in your face.
Right, so you don't offend other people.
That's
right.
It's not about you, it's about people throwing up.
Right. You've been, have you spoken yet about this girl, Heidi Montag, who was like 21 years old and went and got not only breast augmentation, which lots of girls do, but she made them unusually big. I think she even had like 16 procedures on her face at 21. Do you think that's going too far?
I thought she was stupid to talk about it.
Right.
Because when you really look at the procedures, she did Restylane, which is a filler. She did Botox. She did a couple of big things.
Right.
But they all do it.
Right.
She was just an idiot to talk. I've done it.
I mean, what you're telling me is in Hollywood, a lot of young girls are doing this kind of stuff. We just don't know about it.
Yeah.
For example, you'd see actresses on film. I don't think there's one of them that hasn't had a nose job.
I agree. I mean, you look at certain people, and I don't mean to hurt her feelings. You look at Goldie Hawn, you don't recognize her from the first movie Yeah, Carol Burnett. We all change.
Right, and you have to stay young-looking.
Young-looking, and the nose should be a little bit. I saw somebody yesterday in an old movie. I thought, who is that? Oh, that's her before the nose job.
Who are we talking about this morning that had some plastic surgery that looked a little bit odd?
Oh, we were talking about some guys.
Yeah, guys, sometimes it's a big mistake.
careful.
You got to be very careful for guys.
Yeah, we were talking about
Robert Redford.
You know who he is?
Yeah.
Oh, that was a shame.
I thought that was my Tanta Helen.
That was Booby.
My booby. No, but like even I see Al Pacino's pulled back. He doesn't look as masculine anymore.
You know, they should do it. What I always say, little bitty increments.
Right,
So you don't
slowly.
see it happening.
Absolutely. Now,
Well,
look.
actually, we were supposed to call Joan something else this morning. We were going to say we had Kim Yunnan here.
Some people thought you looked like Kim Yunnan from the Olympics with your recent surgeries. But
I look like the poor guy that was killed on the luge.
yeah, you look like the Empress of Korea. But I think you look terrific. I think you're an inspiration. Like even my mother always says to me, my mother's older than you.
Nobody's
She said-
older than me.
No, my mother is. I found the one person, and she even says to me, "Boy, that Joan Rivers looks glamorous."
I know.
Then how come I'm sitting here alone?
You know, talk about your dating. I understand, and I don't know if this is a rumor. A lot of stuff gets in the press, and you don't know if it's real. You were recently on a date where during the date the guy dropped dead. You're now dating guys who die in the middle of the
Yes,
date.
I don't.
But that's a successful
Yes, let me
relationship.
explain to you. Yeah, you can't say he left you.
And you miss him now.
I miss him desperately.
He was
I had to
great.
pick up the check.
How long had you been dating this guy where he dropped dead on
I've
the
been
date?
dating this man about 5 weeks. It was like just beginning.
It was a new romance.
It was kind of a new romance, and he died.
Right.
man.
Had he already paid the bill?
No.
No.
It was terrible.
What happened? Where were you? I'm curious.
We were in a very fancy restaurant. I'm not.
Say
in
the
New
name of the
York.
restaurant.
It was similar to the one that you got married in.
So why wouldn't you say? It certainly wasn't
Well,
the food
they
that
don't
killed
like
him.
this. First of all, Le Cirque, which is such a fabulous restaurant,
Right.
they don't like you to say that older, you know.
Right.
You don't like to check your coat and see walkers.
Right. So you go on a date.
Yeah.
You've known the guy 5 weeks. You haven't been intimate with him yet.
No.
I mean, at this
well,
point.
maybe we have. We both forgot.
Right. But had you been, I mean, you were just.
No, it's still like he had met me, and then 2 weeks later they ask you out. You know, that kind of
Right.
thing.
He'd kissed you, maybe?
Well, let's not go there.
You don't want to kiss old guys.
Uh,
Is it like you have to date older guys now?
Yeah.
Like, how old was this guy who you were dating?
Probably 74, 75.
All right. Is it like, because inside you feel like a young woman?
Yeah.
Do you look at these guys and go, I can't believe I'm kissing a 74-year-old guy?
No, because he's thinking the same thing back.
Nobody's honest.
He's thinking, oh my God.
Look at what it's come
I
to.
hope my eyes are going to see.
Have you dated anyone who's used a walker?
No, not yet.
No.
But they
he's,
turned me on now.
so this guy's 70. A walker turns you on. Maybe you can incorporate that into the sex, the walker itself.
You see a guy that look at how nicely he decorated his walker.
So you see this 74-year-old guy, and okay, it's companionship is what you're saying. In
We're
other
having
words,
a very good time. And he's from out of town, and we're having a very nice time.
right? How'd you meet this guy?
Through a friend of mine, a mutual friend, who said, you're really going to like him. The wife died.
Right.
And he scattered the ashes, and he cried, and he was a nice man.
Right. In other words, he had some compassion. He wasn't like the typical guy who's just going to fuck you and leave you.
And very fun. Well, this age, that can't happen. It takes him 4 days.
It takes 4 days just to fuck you.
Yeah.
Right.
So they're
No
all
one can fuck you and leave
relationships.
you.
Impossible. at
Just
this
working
age.
their way in takes 2 days.
Yeah. The only thing that upsets me
Yeah.
is when the moment of climax, they usually call it the nurse's name.
Why is it difficult to get inside of you? Because you're naturally dry now? You don't lubricate?
Dry.
Yeah, dry.
2 Arabs.
You have Arabs living in your vagina. That's how dry you are? Wow.
Wow.
That's amazing. No, but seriously, in other
So
words,
he
you have
died.
to. So you're on the date
On the day.
at a fancy restaurant.
Yes.
And you're sitting there talking, have nice conversation.
And he's very quiet.
Wow.
And he's
He slumped over in the chair?
kind of slumped over.
Oh, my God. When was this?
This is about 7 months ago.
How long do you keep talking before you say, well...
Knowing me, I was in the middle of a good story.
And you know what? She's very narcissistic. She was like,
She didn't really notice that he wasn't contributing.
She was looking around the restaurant, looking at her phone. She, you know,
I thought, Jesus, small eater.
did you? Hey, this guy doesn't eat that much. Do you right away notice? Seriously, I want you to be honest. No jokes. Do you notice right away?
Horrible. He just got very quiet. You notice, uh-oh.
And he closes his eyes.
No, his eyes were open.
Oh, no.
I mean, I don't mean to laugh. But were you traumatized?
Well, you say, I think we better get a waiter here.
And you get the waiter
They
there,
get somebody very quickly.
and they get the emergency room, but it was too late.
And they called the paramedic. I mean, it was a whole big thing.
Right.
They called paramedics, and he was
What
gone.
do they do? Throw a tablecloth over him?
It's very interesting because people keep eating.
Do they? Were you embarrassed? I mean, I know
Well,
you shouldn't be, but I know you're worried about
I'm just terribly sorry. No, I like it. It's show business, my
it.
life.
Right. Show me. You say, hey, this guy's great. He's getting me attention. Maybe we could do a reality show with this guy. We go on different dates, and he'll die each week.
Call Entertainment Tonight.
Right.
In the middle of my grief, I powder my nose.
So when all the people are staring and stuff,
And
you
then
don't.
paramedics took him out. They
And
don't say he's dead. Nobody's going to say he's dead.
Right. And
They
do
say
peop-
he'll be fine. He'll be fine.
You knew, but you knew in the back of your mind.
Yeah. And I had to reach in his pocket to get the American Express card.
I was going to ask you that. Like, so does the restaurant ask you to pay the bill?
They didn't ask me, but
What do you do?
They followed us out to the ambulance.
Did they? Come on, tell me the truth.
Yes.
At what point do you get the check? By the ambulance?
But I said to them, I'll have somebody take care of this. And
That wasn't good enough.
so I left them his shoes.
You just left the shoes at the table.
His shoes and his wristwatch.
Did you cry? Were you crying? Were you
No, I didn't. I felt terribly sorry. I mean, I had to call up the daughters. And
Yeah, I was going to say, you
It's
hardly know his
terrible.
family or
I don't
anything.
know his family.
Yeah.
Isn't it upsetting in a way? I mean, like here, the older you get, the more death you see. Like all of a
Yeah.
sudden you're on a date and the guy dies.
Oh, and my friends are dropping like flies.
I was going to
Right.
say, how many friends do you have left?
And the horrible thing, Howard,
Yeah.
there's so few of them. You have a chance to say goodbye and tell them how you hated them.
Right. When you called his daughters to inform them, did they even know you were going out with him?
I don't even know.
Right. You
I
called
just
up
said,
and you go, hi, this is Joe. They go, oh, cool. We're getting
I'm
a call
so
from Joe. Yeah,
excited.
they were probably excited.
Are you kidding?
Did they say that?
Yeah. What? No. When everybody, it's Joe Rivers.
Do you say to the daughters, do
I
you
said
know?
I was with your father, and we're in the where was it? The hospital
restaurant.
now. P&S, Physicians and Surgeons, Columbia. And we're up in Columbia, and he's very, very ill.
Right.
I didn't want to be the one to say.
Right, to break the news.
Yeah.
Yeah. You said, oh, did you ask his daughter if they know any single guys?
No, but I did say, look, I left a 20% tip. Is that okay?
Yeah. It's on your father's card.
What do you tip when they carry them out,
Did you use his credit card or your own?
His.
His. How
no,
did you?
I set my own.
Did you really?
Yeah, well, I don't want to really use.
You didn't reach in his
Because then the
pocket.
family would fight with you. You gave 20% and the meal wasn't over.
Do you think the daughters will try to keep a relationship with you now that he's gone?
No.
No, I think that would be ludicrous.
Did
you go to the
even
funeral?
have a conversation with
No.
them? Because you were the last one
Yes,
to see him
of course,
alive.
of course.
Like,
And you're
what was
very
he
nice.
talking?
You spoke to
What
them on
could
the
we
phone, and you said, gee, what happened? They said to you, what happened?
Yeah, and then they had a relative that lived in New York that came up and took
Do you
care of
recall what you were talking about at the time of his death?
it. Yes, probably a prenup.
You were moving that fast along.
I was moving. Well, at this age, you have to.
And what was the cause of death? A heart attack?
Heart attack.
Heart attack. Boy, that's something. I'm so sorry for you. I mean, you're trying to feel youthful and appear youthful, and then you're on a date and a guy drops dead.
And I had just ordered this really good salmon meal.
Right.
I couldn't eat it.
What was?
It was terrible when you eat it while they're carrying him out.
Did you stop eating right away?
Well, I, that's why I'm gaining weight. I like food.
Were you sitting there
I was
saying,
sitting-
"Oh shit, I can't finish my meal"? Because you must have been really hungry.
I was sitting next to him on the banquette, so thank God I didn't see.
Like the stuff coming
He
out.
didn't even make a noise.
And I guess he
very
was
polite.
rattling. I thought he was laughing.
Right. You thought you were laughing at one of your jokes. But
what a tribute. He probably felt a little bad before, but he was going out with Joan Rivers, so he pulled himself together.
But he really saw me in bright light.
he passed out.
Passed out.
But I mean, in a way, I know when I'm like you. I try to stay thin, and when I go to dinner, like I starve myself all day. I eat my lunch and then that's it. I'm done, and then not till dinner. So then you finally get to dinner. You're probably hungry as hell. You're sitting there and you're like, oh shit. I know this is shallow. I wish the guy hadn't died. I would wish I could have finished my meal.
Oh, yes. And they had really popovers.
Oh, did you go out to eat after you took him to the hospital?
No, when I went home, I did my own way of. And we all mourn in our own way.
Right.
I mourned with a great steak.
Yeah, you did. You cooked something.
But can you imagine the next day, Melissa probably says, how was your date?
Oh, he died. That one I lost him. Oh, really? Another woman? No.
Are you going to see him again?
Father
I don't
time.
think so.
Yeah. He left me just like every other man. Well, I'm very, very sorry for you. I don't know if you heard when you were walking in. I was in the middle of doing an interview with CBS this morning, the CBS show. And they were asking me about Jay Leno and Conan O'Brien. You, more than anyone, must have feelings about this. You don't like Jay, do you?
I am so happy he's back because I don't take Ambien anymore.
Right. You can sleep through the show.
I can sleep right. You know, you get into bed and you know you're going to miss nothing, so you can shut your eyes.
Right.
And not worry.
But what do you think? Here's my.
Don't like. Go ahead.
My take on it was that I thought that like when you had your falling out with NBC, you went over to Fox.
Right.
This guy has a lot of money. NBC fired him twice. Don't you have some pride and then go take your show to another network? He certainly could have. He sucks NBC's corporate balls till the day he dies.
He's
pathetic.
He's not a nice, theoretically, they say, man.
Right.
To start with. And what's that great thing when he fired? Remember, he got the Tonight Show and then he fired his manager that had cancer.
Yeah. And Helen Kushnick.
Yeah, and she said to him, Jay. He said, I'm firing you, you're not any good. And the story is, she said, Jay, I fed you steak, but I never showed you how I killed a cow.
Right.
Which I love that.
So
he's a tough guy, and he wants that money, and he's going to get that money.
Right. Now, do you feel bad for Conan O'Brien? Or
yeah, $40 million later. Oh, boo-hoo.
You don't feel bad for him?
The luckiest unfunny white man in America.
Do you feel he's unfunny?
I don't find him funny. Maybe he's generational.
Will you think that he'll go to Fox? Do you think he'll get another show?
I think he's already got the Fox deal that they signed in the back of a car somewhere.
No kidding.
Oh, of course. No, he's sitting around doing nothing.
But if he bombed and he didn't get any ratings, wouldn't that stick with him?
Yeah, but they all forget he didn't get any ratings. They all forget that Leno didn't get any ratings. They're all screaming like these guys were doing great.
It takes time.
Darlings, Letterman's doing great.
Right.
Go watch, who else is on that? See, I watch movies.
Jimmy Kimmel.
Jimmy Kimmel, who I adore.
Right.
Jimmy Fallon, I think, is going to be very strong.
Right.
But they're all screaming like these guys were doing well. These guys suck. That's why they fight.
You know, in a sense, when you had your late night show with Fox, they didn't give you enough time, did they?
No, they gave me 6 months. And they said to me, I met the president afterwards. He said to me, it was never the ratings. Barry Diller hated Edgar. Edgar hated Barry Diller and Murdoch, and it was fought on that. It was a private thing.
You were up probably against the guy who was the king of late night, Johnny Carson. It was going to take time for you to defeat him.
But they told me, Jamie Kellner, who was the president then, said to me, we were always in the black with you.
You always made money.
Always made money for them. He said we were never in the red. It wasn't about that. And I knew it wasn't about that.
Believe me, now when you think about what these guys get in the ratings in late night, if they had your kind of ratings,
they'd be tap dancing.
They would be the king of the late night.
Yeah, but you never think of that.
Howard, who looks back? You look
I do.
I don't.
I never look forward. I always look to the past history.
You are such a liar.
That's the way I operate. I can't. I'm stuck in the past.
You are such a liar.
All right, let me find out about what recently happened to you on this plane because I don't understand it. You were detained. Where were you?
Well, that's the old plane. I just had it happen again.
What is it?
I was held in Costa Rica. They took me off the last plane. The next plane was 4 days later.
Right.
And they took me off because one woman, didn't understand that Joan Rivers, a.k.a. also known as Joan Rosenberg, is the same person. So they kept me in Costa Rica with $100 in my pocket.
Good Lord. Why only $100?
Because I had given all my money to Melissa.
Right.
Because I said, I don't need cash. I'm going home. Here, in case they're stopping in Atlanta, here, take money.
Right. Boy, that Melissa's lucky, huh?
Yeah.
You empty out your pockets and give to Melissa.
Yeah. Well, you
You're
have
a
children.
goddess. I have children.
And when your children get on a plane ahead of you and they're going to stop and you're not, you say, here, you stop in Atlanta and you and Cooper, do you have cash? She said, no. I said, here. So I'm stuck there. This one bitch just wasn't going to let me go.
I mean, I look at you. I don't see terrorist.
Terrorist?
I mean, you're an older
I'm
woman.
I'm a Jew.
Yeah.
What terrorist orders a kosher meal? I mean,
that would be brilliant, though, wouldn't it?
I had a bagel strapped to my waist.
But in all seriousness, when you want to get home and you're in some place, why even in Costa Rica? I mean, that sounds horrible.
Well, that was our vacation. It was beautiful.
It was nice.
But this just happened now in Toronto.
What happened in Toronto?
I must look like a fucking terrorist. They pulled me out of line in Toronto. Not cute. I was coming home Saturday. I was going to L.A.
Go ahead.
And they go through everything. I have 40 minutes to make the plane. Everything. And then you have to check this. And you have to go back to the back of the line. You have to go. I kept saying, I'm not a terrorist.
Right. So did they kick you off the plane?
They finally this time I just stood there and cried. Oh, my goodness.
They reduced you to tears. And you're a pretty tough woman, but...
Cried. I said, the only way I could bring your plane down is by whining.
Let me understand that. Were they trying to keep you off the plane? Did they say to you, I'm sorry, ma'am, you can't come on the plane?
We have to check everything.
So, okay, so they checked everything.
But it's
takes
international, and we're now, I was there 2 hours ahead. It's now 40 minutes of plane time. And then there's that rule, international, 1 hour, or you don't go.
Oh, so you would have missed the flight.
I kept saying, what do you want?
Do you think it's because you're famous and people want to touch you and interact with you?
I think partially that, and I think partially it's about age.
Right.
When they don't recognize you. Who are you going to go after? You're going to go after a lady who's there by herself.
I see my mother. Like, my mother goes to a movie theater where it's a rough neighborhood, and they put her through the metal detector 7 times.
Yeah, your mother.
My mother. Like, that's, come on. Stop it already.
Yeah, I have this, I think it's my coat. I have this coat that I was pregnant with Melissa in. It's 38-year-old fur coat.
That doesn't sound like you, to wear a 38-year-old coat.
It looks fabulous. Still looks great.
All
God
right.
bless God bless Dennis Basso.
Right.
Yeah. And so I think they see, and I use it like a blanket. It's
Right.
38 years old.
Right.
And I think they see the coat and they get angry.
Because of the anti-fur industry.
You want to say, these sables died before you were born.
Right. It might as well
Do
wear
you
it.
really think the security people are or
don't-
anti-fur?
I think they're anti, quote unquote, rich.
Yeah, they see a rich old. They see a rich old woman.
Rich
they're gonna
old
in
lady.
a fur, and they're gonna teach her a lesson.
Jewelry. They think it's real.
Right.
Let's take that old bitch out of line.
Why does
okay, spread them.
It just seems to be happening to you over and over
Over
again.
and over
It's
again.
very upsetting.
Yeah.
Yeah, really. So now
And then they put me on with children behind me.
you hate kids.
I hate children. I'm
What,
sorry. I hate
noisy
children.
kids on the plane.
And they're boring. I know about SpongeBob. Shut up. Don't tell me about
awful.
SpongeBob. I know about him, and he's gay.
Here you're a woman who had kids and everything, but it's just hard to tolerate other people's kids.
Other people's ugly children, and they think they're attractive.
All right.
What about the Christmas cards, Howard? And those horrible families keep getting bigger.
and they send you pictures.
And then you say, is that a new child or a dog?
It's very upsetting. By the way, we were having a good laugh the other day. We listened to this TV show, The Ghost Stories.
Oh, yes.
Where you whip out that story about a ghost living in your apartment.
True.
It's not true.
true.
Listen to me. Why don't you take a camera out and videotape the ghost, and then you would be the biggest thing on television? Why would you not do that if you see a vision of a ghost in your apartment?
Look, I'm getting quiet because I'm thinking, this is not stupid. I am very comforted with her.
Listen to me.
She's still there?
She's there.
I'm
I
gonna
was
tell you
at
something.
that place the other day. I was wondering, does the ghost live
I would
here?
have taken you upstairs.
Really?
I love
Joan,
Mrs. Spencer.
you're one of the
Oh, my
smartest
goodness.
people I know. You're a rational person. I want you to look at me seriously.
Seriously.
You're telling me there's such a thing as ghosts.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're not afraid to die because you now know there's an afterlife. You've met a ghost.
I'm not afraid to die because it's almost time. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Joan, listen to me. You could have real friends. You don't need imaginary friends. You're still
Yes, I
popular.
do.
You do? Oh, it's so sad. Should I come visit you?
When was the last time you came to my apartment?
I don't want to
And
go
you're one
there.
of many.
That's true. Nobody visits you anymore.
Nobody visits me anymore.
Take me through. I know you've been through this a million times, this TV show. I felt you did it because, listen, it's a TV show. Why not? You go on, you get paid, and this and that. I don't believe you believe there was a ghost.
I had it exercised.
I understand that. You brought in a woman from Haiti.
Right.
No, I brought in my Sally Ann Glassman from New Orleans.
You are kidding me.
No.
How much did you pay her to get rid of your ghost?
Nothing. That's how you know she's good.
Listen to me. You've gone insane. You've literally gone insane.
This was 14 years ago when I
Okay.
first moved into the apartment.
You came into the apartment. I want to understand everything because I want you to, and I want you to be straight with me.
Yeah,
Because I would love to believe there were ghosts. I'd be thrilled to meet a ghost. You know why? Because that means I'm going to go on. I'm going to have a life.
Yes. And ghosts. I have my friend Tommy Cochran, who is now in my country house in Connecticut.
Oh, you've got another one.
The guy who died, the gay guy,
Yeah.
who was in bed
Who's
with
my
you.
best friend, who I adored.
He's living in your house.
He's in my house in Connecticut. He's been seen by 4 different people. And I am so
Don't
happy.
you think Joan and her friends are insane?
Well, what are they going to say when Joan says, did you see Tommy? Of course they're going to say
You know what's
yes.
even worse? My luck, I'm going to die and spend eternity in Joan Rivers' apartment. I mean, I'll be like, I can't believe I'm watching Joan Rivers undressing.
The only thing is you'll hate the music because it's all show tune.
Oh, my God. That'll be hell.
That'll be hell.
All right, let me understand something. You walk into your apartment.
This was when it was being renovated.
All right. You walked in, and I know you heard noises, and it got
The
cold.
dog wouldn't come in.
Dog wouldn't come in. Whatever. There's all probable explanations.
Yeah.
I want to know right now for my audience, You saw Mrs. Spencer?
I felt Mrs. Spencer.
Okay.
I have never seen Mrs. Spencer.
And what about your friend Tommy Cochran? Have you seen him?
I have not seen, but others have seen him. But he left something that I found. He said, tell Joan there's something that she's looking for, and it's down in the basement.
And who did he tell this
How
to?
did you get this message? I have a lady who works for me who's a psychic. And
How much money are they cleaning you out of? Ay vey. What is the matter with you? You're so lonely.
She said,
Go ahead. You need a date. I'm going to hook you up. Don't worry. We're going to help you out.
Let's get him in physical first.
Now I see how serious it
The
is.
spirits get through dinner, Howard.
Yeah. Oh, Joan, this is so
They
sad.
get through dinner.
Tommy Cochran.
Tommy Cochran said,
I had put his ashes
right.
to sprinkle in Connecticut.
Okay.
Way up in my attic.
Go ahead.
And they were left there, and we couldn't find them and couldn't find them.
You couldn't find this man's ashes.
Couldn't find the ashes. And ashes, you know.
Yeah, I mean, you knew they were in the attic.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. And he said to this lady, tell her look in the basement. There's something in the basement. And I went down the basement. There were the ashes. And
So
nobody knew what was in them and how they got down. So
how special could this guy have been to you if you lost his ashes? I mean, really.
Well, I put them up there. I don't know how he. But you're
Somebody
always
moved
asking
them.
for something. My mother died, and I was in California, and my mother was in New York, and I said, "Give me a sign. Give me a sign." And I bought my mother a lot of these things happened to me, a little gold fish.
Right.
And I opened my medicine chest in California, and there was the fish on the shelf.
So she moved the fish from New York to California. Your mother.
There it was.
But you've never seen a ghost.
No. My dogs know when Mrs. Spencer comes and visits
All right,
me.
Mrs. Spencer.
So you have
That's
to
her-
watch the dogs to see if she's in the room.
Absolutely, they know when Mrs. Spencer's there.
My God.
I know, it's great.
Oh, Mrs.
Howard-
Spencer is on the air.
Till-
Go
I
ahead.
don't-
Yes, Mrs.
Wait
Spencer.
a minute. Why not Spike? How come Spike isn't?
I don't know. There
Oh, there he is. I hear him. I hear him. You are out of control. Did you get into a fight with Victoria Beckham, Spice Girl?
I
or-
just dislike her so much.
Well, now, she's a fashion plate. She's into her appearance. I
Oh.
would think you would click with her.
She is so. You know how we travel a lot, all of us in this business.
Right.
And certain people, I always say, "Did you to the limo driver? Did you like so and so? What? Who is the nicest person you had in the car?" And it's always different people.
Right.
And I don't give a shit what they say. Yeah. Very. Then I was like, "So who didn't you like?" And hers is one of the names that constantly comes up.
Posh Spice.
Yeah, the one that's married. She's just, you know, when someone gets too much money and thinks it's entitlement, so they're nasty to the people that can't answer back.
Have you met this woman, or you
I've
just
never had the. Probably she's so thin, I probably didn't see her.
you dislike her because
dislike what I hear about her.
You don't
She's
like.
very
Yeah,
rude.
You've heard bad things. Also, I just want to say something that we should mention, which I think is a triumph for you. I thought you were one of the best things on the E! Network when you and Melissa worked together
Yes.
there. Joan is returning as the host of the E! Fashion Police. Now, how did this come about?
kidding.
You were fired by them?
No, we quit. Everyone forgets. We
Right,
quit. They
that's
wouldn't
right.
give us any money. They had
Right.
no money.
Right.
And then they gave Ryan Seacrest $20 million.
Right,
so
right.
Somehow they found some money.
Yeah, I don't forget that.
Yeah.
But anyhow.
You're not fucking Ted Harbert, are you? Is that how you got this?
No.
Okay, all right, go ahead. Yes.
God knows because he saw. He saw this guy die.
Right. No one wants to date you now.
No one wants to date me
It's
now.
unlucky. But go ahead. How did you end up back on
So
E!
they called up and they said, "Would you like to do the Fashion Police, which is the day after the Oscars?"
So it's not the red carpet.
Thank God.
Yeah.
Right.
So now and they said you can tell the truth. You don't just stand there and say to poor Meryl Streep, "Don't you look wonderful?" And then you think to yourself, "Oh my God."
The reason your show is terrific on there, because I always watch it, is not because whether you're into fashion or not, because you told the truth.
They told the truth.
For example, you said Edie Falco, for example, the woman who was on The Sopranos, you said her outfit is horrible. It's what everyone was thinking, and yet she got very angry with you. You're
Yeah.
going to create a lot of enemies, aren't you?
Yeah, you create a lot, but my job isn't. My job on Fashion Police is to report what they're looking like.
Because that's what makes it interesting.
That's what's the
That's why
truth.
Simon Cowell works on American Idol, and these other
Right.
people are boring. You're telling the truth. Like, I'm looking at you now. You're very well put together today. You got a green leather jacket. You look good. So you have a sense of style, and you're going to be honest and say, "Boy, I watched the Academy Awards, and this woman looks like a bus hitter."
Right, exactly. Or this woman looks like going, like she was reading Vogue upside down. You know.
Right. And also, you're on a bit of a roll. Not only did you get hired back by E!
Yeah. And Melissa's producing the show, which is interesting.
Melissa won't be on it.
She doesn't want to be on it. She wants to produce this one. Because she has her own production company.
You don't want to work with her anymore, do you?
Oh, I love working with her. Rather work with her than anybody.
So didn't you say to her, I want you on the Fashion
Yeah, and she
Police?
said, I don't want to do it. I want to produce this one. We have a reality show coming on.
Melissa drags you down. That's what you're telling.
Yeah.
That's what you're telling people
we have
privately.
a reality show.
What is this reality show?
It's called Mother Knows Best.
Uh-huh.
And it's, which is true. I'm living in Melissa's house while I'm working out there.
Oh, that's great.
And,
sounds like a lot of fun. At least Mrs. Spencer won't be there. It'd be great if Mrs. Spencer showed up.
She gets along with Mrs. Spencer.
Right. Would you have Mrs. Spencer on the Fashion Police? Will she talk about what outfit she likes?
Very gossamer.
What will you do? And so you will do the reality show, and also your other TV show has been renewed.
How'd you get so rich?
You're like a mogul.
Good.
Do any of these shows pay you?
No.
Nothing.
Nothing.
Is E paying you some money now?
Nothing.
Nothing.
Ryan Seacrest got it all.
Is it negligible money? Seriously?
Seriously, it's shit money.
It's shit money. So where are you making the money? In the stand-up?
The concerts.
And the jewelry and this
and
stuff?
Thank God for the jewelry. Thank God for the concerts.
All right.
Thank God you don't have to...
Because she's got a huge overhead.
Yeah, but I love the work, Howard.
Right.
Love the work.
Well, you were asking me if he was going to retire. Why don't you talk to him about this?
Don't you dare. We have to talk off privately.
What do you mean? Who wants to talk privately? I'm not coming over there.
Don't you ever...
You sit with Mrs. Spencer.
Mrs. Spencer, have a cup of tea.
Don't you dare retire.
Why not?
Do what?
Listen to me.
You love what you do.
I'm not like you. I don't love what I do. It's torture for me. And I got to tell you something. I love sitting at home, hanging
at a
out.
wall.
I like to play chess. I like to watch movies. I like to do these kinds of fun things. I don't need this.
No,
This is a big headache.
Wait. You love to do those things because when you do them, they're wonderful to do. They're
Right.
like dessert.
And listen, if I get bored in 2 years, I'll approach someone and say, listen, I need to come back. I can't function without work.
I'm going to tell you one name, Jack Parr. They can't come back.
Jack Parr was moronic. Jack Parr finally got a show. He worked at it for a year or two and he left. That was too soon. I've done this for 30 years.
And you're wonderful. I'm begging you.
Don't do it.
Deborah Norville wanted to quit. I said, you hold on to the ladder. When they cut off your hands, you link it around with your elbows.
When
that's gone, it's like Monty Python. Hold on with your teeth.
I don't mean this disrespectfully, but I don't get bored. I don't have to talk to ghosts in my house. You understand what I'm saying? And I mean that. Now, by the way, I want to advise you. I know you're trying to sell your apartment. Don't go around telling people there's a ghost in there. That would keep me away from buying it.
Yeah.
Understand what I'm saying?
You know who came to look at my apartment?
Who?
Valentino.
Valentino.
Talks and has the dog with him. A little stupid dog.
Right.
And he's, black from the suntan. Like that horrible Florida
right.
dog. And he's going like, kitchen, bathroom.
And he didn't buy your apartment?
Nah.
Kitchen. You got a beautiful apartment. Now, Robin was recently at your apartment.
Yes, she was.
What was the occasion? It was some book or something?
I don't know, but some things are missing.
Yeah, they are. What?
They had hidden everything. They didn't trust this crowd
It's an antiques.
at all.
It's filled with antiques. I remember that.
Nothing was there, Howard. They had moved everything out.
Is that true?
Yes.
No.
It was a cocktail party. There wasn't a stick of furniture or
She's
a
such a-
knick-knack
I just want to know,
Her nose is growing.
was there any food there?
Yes, they had past hors d'oeuvres, lots of, champagne.
Boy.
Was
See,
flowing.
your wife would have understood what I served that time.
I went to the worst party at Joan's house.
The chicest hors d'oeuvres you've ever
It was a good cause. Joan was hosting a party. She had there a woman who was dying of AIDS. It was actually very sad, but there were a lot of celebrities there. And she comes out, no food. You're drinking.
They
and
hid the food.
It
was behind one of those fake doors.
They had a little sandwich with the bread cut off, the ends cut off. And I'm like, what is this? Oh, this is what the Goyim do. I go, I'm not Goyim.
Watercress sandwich, she said.
Yeah. Joan thought she was going to be Goyim.
Speaking of Jews, I'm on a new reality show with rabbis, America's Top Moil.
Look at you. And it's all happening for you. It's all good.
It's all good.
Yeah.
All good.
You're on fire.
Thank God.
Yeah, and you look good. So, listen.
Are we having anything done? Is it time for anything?
Yeah, what's next?
Barbara Walters asked me that. I said, as soon as it's time, I don't know, my plastic surgeon died.
Is that right? You outlived your plastic surgeon?
My plastic surgeon.
The one guy left who could do something for you.
Oh, my goodness.
Is it true you're now painting in your free time?
I always paint, yeah.
I didn't know
Remember
that.
she went with the Prince and Camilla, and they were painting?
Can you paint? Are you any good?
Howard, in 12 years of painting, not one friend has asked for a picture.
I don't want one.
No, and I'll take them into my studio, in Connecticut, and it's all filled with my paintings. Nobody says, can I have that?
It's
Nobody.
funny. I've had friends give me paintings, And what I do is I have a room in my house I keep them in, and when they come, I hang them up on the wall.
Don't give me your artwork.
Right.
And don't make jewelry for me.
Do me, could you paint my bathroom?
I would do such a job.
All right, listen, Joan. You've said enough. Time for your nap. I'm going to put you back in mothballs, and we'll take you out when you're ready. You're on fire. I love you. You're terrific. Thanks, Joan. We'll be back right after these words. Love you.
This is a Howard TV original production.
Here's what you have to look forward to on this episode of The Bonus Show.
Scott the Engineer's new intern Pete earns a nickname.
Motherfuckers! Benji opens up about his herpes.
There's good news and there's bad news.
Richard rocks out with his cock out.
You gotta look, Gary. That's the other one. Miss Howard TV tries to read.
What do you think of Howard TV? We want to know.
And Jason gets all worked up over Lisa G.
Maybe they just need to get someone younger and more aggressive on the red carpet.
Hello, Stern fans, and welcome to The Bonus Show, a weekly update of all the great behind-the-scenes moments you can't see anywhere else. I'm John Hine.
And I'm Rachel Fine.
Hey, that rhymes.
It totally rhymes.
How could a we?
That's awesome.
Our first story tonight involves the new guy in the hallowed halls of the Stern studio, 34-year-old intern Pete McHeffy.
Now, Pete was brought on to assist Scott the Engineer and is already making a name for himself. It has been confirmed through an appearance on air with Howard that Pete suffers from Tourette's and has a problem with the ladies. Apparently, he is looking to go from afflicted to the one who afflicts. Watch this.
After years of pranking, we've decided we're getting a little old. It's time to pass the torch down.
We have found a protege, the funniest of the funniest prankers ever in the history of pranking.
Prankster Pete!
What's up, motherfuckers?
Your asshole, isn't it?
The fuck are you laughing at? Who told you to do that?
I don't know what the fuck's going on.
Who the fuck told you to do that? You old dipshit. They told you to do that. And you did it. You gotta fucking pick it up, man.
Get grouchy,
You might as well pack your bags now, then, if you don't fucking pick it up.
Kick his ass, Pete!
He's getting Pete! I ain't fucking cleaning it up. I'll tell you that right now.
Ronnie, what do you think of Pete's little prank?
Dude, I was pissed. If I didn't piss, I would have pissed. If I didn't piss, I would have pissed in my pants. What's your problem, dude? You're on fucking fire today.
Exactly.
Look at you. You can't stop.
Yeah, I don't know.
What's going on with you, man?
And that, my friends, is how a prankster is born. Good for you, Pete.
Yet another person on the staff to harass poor Ronnie.
You know what? If you have Tourette's, this is the right place to be. And we can't have enough people harassing poor Ronnie.
So true.
And speaking of harassing poor Ronnie...
He hit it!
You all right, man?
Fuck out of here. Get the fuck out of here. I'm sick of you motherfuckers. Fucking sick.
Well, Rachel, unfortunately, our next story is no laughing matter. Rumor has it that longtime Stern staffer Benji is carrying the herpes disease.
Benji wanted to set the record straight, so he invited our cameras to his doctor's office to reveal his herpes test results.
Not only am I negative, from what I know, I'm one of the few men in America that are negative for both.
Oh my goodness. Well, okay.
Well, I mean,
in a sense,
isn't it like something like 80% of the adult population?
Yeah, it's about 75 or so percent, over 70% of the adult population have, by the time you become an adult, you're positive.
So over 70%.
You can kiss a baby and give them HSV.
That's why I don't kiss babies.
Yeah, not kissing babies, probably a good practice across the board, Benj.
Yeah. Rockers AC/DC visited the show this week, and longtime fans, Richard and Sal, attempted to pay tribute to the heavy metalers with a serenade, only to be shooed out of the studio by Howard. Here's what you missed.
Gary, we're practicing for Name That Tune. Okay. We'll do a tribute. Ready? Ready? Guess Name That Tune. Just for AC/DC, ready? Cock rock. You gotta look, Gary.
I've got to watch. Ready?
Go.
All right. Can we go play for AC/DC?
Wait, Rich, take off all your clothes. Take them all off. No?
Well,
you being passive? No.
Bring it back inside now. I carried it out.
Wow, I can't believe he taped that pic to his prick.
Yeah, well, I guess playing the drums with his penis would have been a bit obvious.
It would have been just as ugly, too.
And disgusting, yes.
You don't want to look at that.
I don't ever want to. No, it's gross.
Part of the requirements to be Miss Howard TV, along with looking good in a bikini, is the ability to read. This Miss Howard TV passed on the looks, but reading was a different story. See for yourself.
A frustrated Beetlejuice riffs with Howard about the rigors of staring or starring.
Starring.
A frustrated Beetlejuice riffs with Howard about the rigors of starring. A frustrated Beetlejuice riffs with Howard about the rigors of starring. And finally, we have Tracy and Anne evaluated. Howard in a diverse or diverse?
Diverse. Either or, yeah. Whatever you're
Diverse?
Either diverse or diverse.
Diverse. So Howard and a diverse or
Right.
diverse? What do you think of Howard TV? We want to know. Tell me all your dirty little ideas.
Okay, just one more time and just say you're saying ideas.
Ideas?
Yeah.
ID?
Ideas.
Ideas.
Yeah.
Ideas?
It's a New York thing, sorry.
Ideas?
Ideas.
Ideas?
Yeah.
Ideas.
Wow, she had lots of ideas for making that segment work.
It was really embarrassing for women everywhere.
It was embarrassing for men everywhere, Rachel.
Yeah, it was frightening. Now, Ronnie is known for many things, like being short, old, and, of course, most famously, losing his temper. Here he is on the wrap-up show, being all three.
Ronnie, before you were here, we were talking about your reaction as compared to Benji's reaction this morning. And the way you reacted to, I guess, were you upset by being the shortest member on staff, or was it what Sal was doing to you?
What are you talking about, the shortest member on staff?
I'm talking about what happened on the show.
Fucking Shuley's shorter than me. Didn't you hear? Was your hearing?
I did, but I thought you were taking off your shoes. Shuley was taking off his shoes.
And he was shorter. And he was shorter than me. Okay.
You can always count on a very calm Ronnie whenever he's on the wrap-up show. Continuing on the old theme, Jason had some sobering moments on the wrap-up show about Lisa G's lack of youth.
Lisa, maybe the industry has just passed you by. Like, it sounds like you can't keep up with the new media. Maybe they just need to get someone younger and more aggressive on the red carpet.
Where are you guys
Well,
coming
it sounds
from?
like you're not
being so insulting. This isn't about me. It's about Howard and getting.
It has nothing to do with Howard.
Yes, it does. It's
sounds
his
like
news department.
You are no longer aggressive enough to fight your way to the front of the red carpet.
Jason,
no, I'm serious.
First of all, you wouldn't fit on the red carpet because you're so fat. You would take up 5 spaces.
Jason needs to cut her some slack. She's trying to maneuver through a crowd with those 30 Ds.
Rachel, clearly you don't work here every day with Lisa G.
Okay, good point.
Consider yourself lucky.
Got it.
Okay, wrapping up the wrap-up show clips this week is a lovely exchange between the ornery Ralph Sorella and a man who knows how to host the wrap-up show better than me, comedian Greg Fitzsimmons.
Now, word has it that Ralph has been harboring ill will toward Greg for a number of years. In this clip, Fitzsimmons tries to get to the root of Ralph's hatred toward him.
The last 3 or 4 times I've been on the show, you've called in and been really hostile to me, and I'm wondering if there's something underneath it. Honestly.
No,
honestly.
I mean, I was just,
don't fucking hide from it because there's something going on. You don't normally talk to me like this, and every time you call in, you got a big fucking problem with me, and I don't know what it is.
I think in general you come off bad on the air, you come off whiny, and you come off like an asshole, and that's what I said last time.
Yeah.
When we were talking about all this stuff, and I just said, well, maybe you're just an asshole. I mean, with all this trouble you have, you're getting in fights on the street over because somebody waved at you the wrong way or something. And you were just talking about this autograph thing, and I think you're way off. You're insulting this caller who is a subscriber who pays money, and you're putting that woman down. I just think you're being an asshole.
So you're the police of decorum on the Sirius network.
I'm the
Howard really
judge.
shouldn't. We shouldn't. Let's not respect Howard and Baba Booey's decisions on who should be on the show. Let's listen to the fucking dresser, the Ramon clone, who calls in because he sits naked in his fucking bed all day with nothing to do.
John, you know what really bothers me about you? You constantly side stare at my boobs and you think I don't know it.
Well, from all of us here at The Bonus Show, thank you for joining us.
Be sure to tune in next week for more Stern Show gems you can't see anywhere else. For John Hein, I'm Rachel Fine. Good night.
Good night. Maybe I wouldn't side stare if you didn't wear such revealing stuff.
Enough with the wardrobe, John. Okay, one free look. Go.
One free look?
One. Go. This is it. You get one and we're done.
I'm a pro, Rachel. I don't need that.
Sure.
Thank you.
Great.
People say what it's like working next to Benji, and I say, you know what? He's my friend. Till the end. I don't care if he's late. I don't care if he can't get a date. And I don't care if next to Giuliani he wanted to masturbate. Because he's my friend. I like Benji. It's not popular around here, but I like Benji. He's my friend till the end. And I work next to him and a guy named Fred. And people say, what's it like? And I say, I love it. Because Benji looks like a fat version of John Lovitz.
This is a Howard TV original production.
Here's what you have to look forward to
on this episode of The Bonus Show. Gilbert Gottfried puts the icing on the cake.
Artie joins the fashion police.
Are you guys shooting a Western?
Benji touches grown men inappropriately.
And Sal tries to lasso a cockroach.
We'll get his leg in the hole.
Hello, Stern fans, and welcome to The Bonus Show, a weekly update of all the great behind-the-scenes moments you can't see anywhere else. I'm John Hine.
And I'm Rachel Fine.
Our first story involves frequent show guest Gilbert Gottfried.
For those of you who saw the radio show a couple weeks ago, you will undoubtedly remember Gilbert's run-in with Lisa G. Well, we have some more footage of Gilbert's antics. Watch this.
So how was your appearance today, Gilbert? It was...
It was good, yeah. Yeah, I didn't want that one. I don't like the way it tastes. Wait a sec. Nah. Okay. Yeah. I think I'll take one to go. And I should leave this one there. Okay. All right, that's fine. All right. I'm lost. I'm lost. I actually am lost. That was not like part of a bit. I've been up here like a few thousand times, and I still don't know where the rooms are.
Class act. Now, Rachel, I understand you have a story about another classy guy.
I do indeed, John. His name is Mr. Artie Lang, and in addition to being super funny, he's also apparently a fashion expert.
Did the guys at Howard are you guys shooting a Western?
Yes.
Like, what is going on?
See, this is Brokeback Mountain.
This is
if you put us together.
Oh, it's Brokeback Mountain, all right. These guys are gay.
But that's really ugly. At least mine's like fashionable.
If you were wearing a shirt, if you were wearing a shirt of David Wright blowing a guy on the 69 Mets, it would be less gay.
Why is this gay? Explain what is gay about it.
You know what? Compared to your sneakers, that looks like something Steve McQueen would wear.
This actually probably is something.
What were you, in prison?
Yeah, they took my laces away, so I don't hang myself.
I think Artie's ready to cover some red carpet events and offer his fashion insights to celebs.
That would definitely make things more interesting out there. Hey, what the fuck are you wearing?
That's a horrible Artie impression. Just FYI. Sorry. As if you aren't getting enough John Hine right now. Let's show you a few highlights from his wrap-up show.
Jason, you had a good time with the mashed potato bar.
Oh, my God. First of all, I love mashed potatoes. And I walk in, and I'm wasting time at the cheese and cracker table. And I turn around, and I see this mashed potato thing. My heart almost stopped. I was like, this is the greatest thing ever. I know I already explained it on the air, but real quick again. You get like a giant goblet. And the guy just puts as many scoops of mashed potato as you want in there. You had mashed potatoes or sweet potatoes with marshmallows. I chose the mash. And then they had these ladles that were so big, but just big enough to fit inside the top of the cup. And gravy and sour cream and Cheese Whiz and bacon and scallions. And then I just mushed it all up into a soup. I could drank it. It was delicious.
I heard, is this true? Somebody came up to Jason's table at the cocktail hour. They thought it was a buffet station.
That's very funny.
If Jason's mashed potatoes obsession didn't interest you, maybe this dig he made about the lovely Robin Quivers not having an original thought will.
Robin said today she contemplated suicide also?
Yes.
She's always, as soon as somebody else says something, she's right there to,
well, she told us.
I know. I can't wait till the Robin Cupcake comes out.
Yeah. Well, Robin's always done everything after the fact.
You're saying Robin's only bringing this stuff up because somebody else says it?
I'm just saying, and I love Robin, but she has a.
Was that your Sal disclaimer there?
I do love Robin, but she does have the tendency to know everything or agree with something immediately after somebody said it. Oh, I was just about to say that. Oh, I was thinking that 20 years ago, but I never said it out loud. It's always right after somebody else says it. I would just like her to be in front of a story for once, I guess.
I don't know that I agree with that completely, but the one place where that did show up a lot that was really funny, Robin stopped doing it after we pointed it out, was for like 6 months in a row on the Mike Walker game, when she had the wrong answer, and then somebody would say the right answer. She goes, "That's what I was going to say."
So it's either Julia Roberts or Blake Lively, and I would like to announce that the winners are Howie and Greg.
Look at us, pal.
There we go, together. Together we can do anything.
I don't believe the Blake Lively story where she got up and danced, because I believe that part of it, but I don't believe the part where...
The gift basket?
The gift basket and the apology.
That was going to be my other pick.
Robin has tons of original thoughts, so lay off her, all right? Girl power. All right, wrapping up the wrap-up show clips, here are the guys talking to a caller who is determined to find out Howard's cultural DNA.
Hey, guys. Howard said this a few times, and it sort of annoys me. Fred is there, and to build on the Kurt Baldheim theme, he's mentioned sending his bar mitzvah tape to the grandfather in Florida, and that his other grandfather was listening very closely. To me, that sounds like two Jewish grandfathers. How exactly is Howard half Jewish?
Fred, that's
a good question. Well, you know what? You'd have to ask Howard, because you have to take him at his word.
But what rationale could he have for being half anything?
You're going to have to call back tomorrow and try and get through Will.
Maybe both parents are a quarter Jewish.
Oh, so it adds up.
It might.
You'd still be full Jewish, Benji.
Now, which half of Howard is Jewish? Rachel, do you like it when fat men tickle you?
Why? Are you offering?
I'm sportily beefy. I was referring to Benji. Check out this clip.
I was just telling everybody what a great tickler I am. I love you. I'm very ticklish myself sometimes, and I love tickling and being tickled. So we're going around and we're going to see who I can tickle the best. So here we go.
He is good at it. Oh, that was so fruity.
That was the gayest thing.
Who hasn't wanted to hold an enormous comedian in their hands and elicit laughter?
And took a look back at some of her best moments on the show. This is a big challenge.
Don't even think about it.
This is the biggest challenge ever.
Dude, don't even think about it.
This is the biggest challenge ever.
Oh, no. Look at it.
He was laughing. He's laughing. He can't resist.
Richard Christie will do just about anything for a laugh. So here he is doing just about anything for a laugh.
This Ronnie will make out with me.
You gotta run the gross. Oh man. Hey Sabian, how do you let shit like this
Whoa!
That's your ally. Whoa. Nice. Real nice. Oh,
yeah. Face.
This next clip is gross and mean, and I don't like it.
It's because you're a chick and your disdain proves that this clip is indeed a gem. Here's what happens when you put a piece of string, Sal, and a cockroach in the same room.
It's prank time. We found a roach and put it under this cup. So what JD is going to do is he's going to hold this string. I'm going to stick the roach onto the string. And then we're going to fuck with people. Ooh, it's nasty. Ugh. Okay. Oh, you! Ah, his leg came off. Ugh. Okay. See, it's moving too fast. Oh, wait, I know what to do. We got to flip him on his back. Yeah. Okay. There you go. Okay, good. Stop moving. Okay, so here we go.
You know what I mean? And like there's tuxedos, and there's food, and there's flowers, and there's people, and that's making them crazy too. I'm sure.
Did you meet?
There you go.
So you met them?
What is that? It was a roach.
It's a cockroach.
Roach. Don't leave me with your fucking bullshit.
Believe me, I'll have some. I'll just wear it. You don't have
You
to
know
worry.
what the fuck is that?
I'll get whatever. Dude, knock it the fuck off. Hey, you guys, I tell you what.
Get that?
And this fucker's in on it, dude? How can I direct? Look, I'm hands off the wheel right now. Not cutting any of this. You just fucked the show up.
Oh, and sugar's had some.
I'm calling PETA.
Will they get rid of Sal?
Maybe.
That'd be great. And for all of us here at The Bonus Show, thanks for watching. For Rachel Fine, I'm John Hine, and we'll see you next week.
No, not yet. Yeah, I'm gonna file on time.
Ronnie loves it.
Let's take a couple of calls from
Richard. Christy.
Hey, I'm Harry Shearer. Welcome to Howard TV. Why am I here? Why is anybody here? I got a product to flog, and Howard's got the key to the marketplace. So they tell me. I've been with Howard before, but it was years ago. He doesn't remember, but I do.
I'm excited to have Harry Shearer here. He's one of my favorites. I think he's a brilliant guy. He's one of those guys who's had an amazing life. He's a bright, funny guy, and But what I love about him. Hey, Harry. How you doing? What I love about Harry is that you're sort of like this guy who doesn't take any bullshit from anyone. You're almost, I'm going to say this as a compliment, a malcontent.
I'm known around the industry as the turd in the punch bowl.
Yeah, I mean,
seriously.
Harry,
Hi there. How are you?
Harry's one of those guys who will fight with any, like.
Oh, you
for
don't care
example,
how big you are, yeah.
Like on The Simpsons.
Yeah.
You do 6 of the voices.
Am I still on The Simpsons?
You are still on The
Fuck.
Simpsons.
Yeah.
But that's good.
I got to answer my calls.
But the thing is, with The Simpsons, it's almost like you're angry with The Simpsons. At the same point that he does, I would say, about 6 voices on The Simpsons.
Try 16, babe.
16?
Wow. Yeah, and I babed you when I said that.
Thank you.
Yeah.
You do 16 voices on The Simpsons.
At least. See, that's the only thing I've learned from Bob Dylan is give a different answer every time I'm asked that question.
Right. But, I mean, it's an amazing amount of voices. And
Yes.
it's not like you do the same voice. It's you have complete unique voices. I don't watch The Simpsons. I'm probably the only guy on the planet doesn't. You don't either. You've never seen an episode.
Well, I've heard it's on.
Right. You really don't watch it.
I don't watch it right now. But I don't watch any television.
What's amazing about you is that despite the fact you do 16 voices, and somebody said to me that you get now, I forget what the price was, $400,000 an episode.
Whatever I get.
That you're a multimillionaire from The Simpsons.
I got enough money to buy out Mr. Skin.
Yeah, and you nevertheless criticize The Simpsons. You say the last 3 years of scripts are horrible.
Well,
and even the people from The Simpsons are like, hey, fuck you. We pay you a lot of money. You're on the show. Go complain about everything in the world.
Nobody else is noticing, Harry. Shut up.
Right. They're angry. But you won't shut up. You will say, I'm not satisfied.
Listen, you want the actual fact of what happened there?
Yes.
How much of this can I tell you? We had a really rancorous negotiation.
Right. Now, you at the time when you first signed with The Simpsons, I guess you were part of the Tracy...
No. I came in to do The Simpsons. Had nothing to do with the Tracy Ullman Show.
Did you audition for The Simpsons?
No. Are you
way.
kidding me?
People know you. I mean,
yeah, Matt knew me from my radio show.
Right. So they brought you in to do a bunch of the
They
voices.
twisted my arm. They kept calling and saying, "We need you. We need you. We need you."
And you didn't care if you did a cartoon or not. You had no
That's
idea
correct.
you would be this successful.
I thought it was Fox. You remember Fox?
It was nothing.
It was a coat hanger you needed to receive the UHF station.
So when you first signed for this new cartoon for Fox, they said to you, "Oh, we'll pay you." I don't know what you originally earned an
What are you
episode.
looking
It says
at?
notes of what you earned here. Harry earned $30,000 an episode on The Simpsons from 1989 to 1998.
That's not true. I don't
No,
think
it wasn't even that much.
I think it wasn't even that much.
Right.
When we started, God no.
Because you were like, oh, whatever it is, I'll do these guys a favor.
Yeah.
But I guess you signed the contract and stuff. And,
7 years.
And the show became huge.
Yeah, immediately.
It was the #1 show on Fox before
Yeah.
American Idol, and it's still strong in the marketing and everything.
Yeah.
And you finally said, wait a second, I need to participate in this. I'm doing 16 voices.
I'm looking at the guys from Friends.
Right.
And I'm looking at Paul Reiser. Do you remember Paul Reiser got $1 million an episode for year 7 of Mad About You?
That's right.
And, of course, that was the last season of Mad About You.
That's right.
Yeah.
He bankrupted them.
That's right. Well, whatever he did, it was just, enough.
And you said, okay, I know we're a cartoon, but I'm part of the success of this. Yeah. And rightly so. I mean, the voice is a key thing.
Well,
What are the voices you do? Is that insulting to ask you to do something?
No.
Like who?
Oh, it's insulting to ask me to do it.
Is it?
No,
who's a character that you do?
Well, I do C. Montgomery Burns.
Right.
I do, what's his name? Smithers.
Smithers.
What's his name? It's early in the morning.
Yeah.
I do Principal Skinner. I do Reverend Lovejoy. I do Kent Brockman.
Yes.
And I do Ido, the school bus driver.
Oh, okay.
Oh, that's just a little... But anyway, apropos of your thing about the voices, the hotel I'm staying in here in New York shows old cartoons in the elevator.
Right.
And I was watching a Tom and Jerry going up to my floor the other day, and I realized Tom and Jerry, I don't know anything about Tom and Jerry.
Right.
If I told you Tom and Jerry, tell me about Tom and Jerry. Well, the mouse chases the cat. That's all you know.
That's it.
You know why?
Why?
They don't talk.
Right.
They got no voices.
That's right.
Beautifully drawn, funny cartoons.
Right.
No voices. End of story. Pay me the money.
They don't have. It's right. It's simple though. If you made a cartoon, you wouldn't have any voices.
That's right.
But you,
Family Guy comes close, but you know.
So you were going through, as you said, a really bad negotiation because you finally said, "I want to get paid for this thing."
Yeah.
I mean, I see everybody getting very rich from it.
Yeah.
And so
Did you rally the whole cast? Did you
tried?
They wouldn't go along with you?
None of them.
Oh my!
That's why I'm the turd in the punch bowl.
Is that true?
Yeah.
No one. Everyone was like, "Hey, we're satisfied. We're just doing a dopey cartoon voice.
Hey,
we'll take
just shave the wool off our backs. We're fine."
Right. Nice sheep.
Yeah.
So you were just like, so you were the turd in the punch bowl, as you put it, and you started to complain.
I started.
Yeah. You started it all off.
I continued.
You continued.
I continued to agitate.
Right. And so is that why you said the script sucked?
Well, wait a minute. Now there's a deal made. I can't discuss a lot of this because we have to sign confidentiality.
You get $400,000 an episode.
I'm not even allowed to discuss that.
Right.
Only Fox is allowed to break the confidentiality clause.
Okay. Well, I'm telling people what you get.
Well,
all right.
interesting.
All right.
I got to call my lawyer.
All right.
So anyway, it was bad stuff. It ends. They put a thing in. You agree to a deal, then they say, "Oh, by the way, when we send it to you on paper, there's a new thing that we didn't even talk about that's in there." So that pissed everybody off. But I got more pissed off than anybody else. This all goes down. It gets meaner and nastier in ways I can't even describe, except that I'm thinking, and I think I once said, I'm going to take the Steven Seagal approach if you guys aren't careful. Pay me in gold bars.
Right.
If we don't knock this off. Anyway, now I get a really bad summertime flu. So I'm angry and I'm sick. And this guy from a fan site who I'd done an email interview with a couple of years earlier writes me a new email, says, "Hey, season 4 is coming out. Can you just send me a couple more answers?" Okay, I'm in bed. I got my laptop. I'm really sick and angry. He says, "Do you ever watch season 4? And I just say, "No, I don't," because it makes me sad. And then I go on. Now, this is a semi-private, I think, conversation, which ends up in the Rupert Murdoch-owned New York Post. Gee, he owns Fox, too. I wonder what's going on there.
Aye.
And that's what happens. I'm made to write a humiliating apology.
Oh, God.
to the cast and crew of the show.
Oh, no.
Serious.
So you don't party or hang out with anybody else from The Simpsons? You don't care.
Party with The Simpsons, yeah, right.
You guys don't get together and have a whole big
no.
party every
We don't
year.
we don't get into the hot tub and hang.
When you record this show, The Simpsons, do you all sit in a room together and record together?
Classically, we do, yeah.
Yeah, so that's kind of fun. Are they nice people, at least? I mean,
They're okay.
You're not that choked up with the whole thing. It's just a great money-making opportunity.
I haven't sent a lot of cards.
Yeah, right. So you know, you amaze me because you've had an amazing life, and I say the only reason that you can be this turd in the punch bowl is because you have so much talent. Because you get in fights with everyone that you ever worked for. I'm thinking back to Saturday Night Live.
Well, not everyone. That's two.
That's only two.
Yeah.
All right, but Saturday Night Live,
Yeah.
classic example. You get hired to be one of the main players on Saturday Night Live.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And you hate it. They treat you horribly.
Yeah.
Terrible.
I don't hate it until they treat me horribly. Then I hate it.
Then you go into the movie Spinal Tap.
Yes.
The movie's a huge success. Everyone loves you.
Right.
The thing's hysterical.
Yeah.
Everyone realizes, wow, Harry's the funniest. And then you go on as a guest on Saturday Night Live.
Yes.
And you have a great time. You go, you know what? Saturday Night Live isn't so bad. I must have been crazy. This is fun.
Well, they changed a few things in the meantime.
Right. When they treated you great when
Yeah.
you were a guest.
Yeah.
So you agree to then become, again, a cast member on
Yeah.
Saturday Night Live. You go back within days.
I hate it again.
You hate it again.
horrible.
It's horrible.
Yeah.
You hate it because, as a guest, they were treating you fantastically.
I didn't think, oh, they treat me nice because I'm a guest. I didn't,
Right.
you know.
You didn't put that together.
I'm a smart guy. That's how stupid I was.
Why was Saturday Night Live so horrible in your life?
4 words: Lorne Michaels, Dick Ebersol.
Those two guys.
Yeah.
Lorne Michaels.
Yeah.
No respect for him?
Me?
Yeah.
You know, I have respect for one thing that he did. Figured out a way to have a show on network television with no competition on either of the other networks.
Right. Why is there no competition for Saturday Night Live?
I think it has to do with, like, stations make more money showing old crap on their own than they could with a network show.
I mean, but NBC has made a huge profit with Saturday Night Live.
But, you know, they had control of the time. It was the old Weekend Tonight Show.
Right.
It was the old reruns of Johnny.
That's right.
And so they had the time already. You can't get the time back from a CBS station if you held a gun to their head.
And I would think it would be the perfect place for I'll call you a genius like you. You can write. You're funny.
I tried
you
to
do
sell
characters.
I tried to sell an 11:30 Sunday night show one time.
It
Good
didn't
luck
work
with
out.
that. Good luck with that.
What happened when you went on Saturday Night Live? Who was the first season you went on? Who were the fellow cast members?
Everybody in the original cast but Belushi and Aykroyd. So it was Billy, Gilda, Garrett Morris, Lorraine Newman, and
an
me.
amazing time.
Yeah.
I mean, what an exciting, creative time, and yet it was horrible.
What a lot of coke.
Was there a lot of coke? Did you do it?
I didn't.
You didn't do drugs ever?
I didn't say that.
Oh, but you didn't do any coke there.
Coke just never did anything for me, fortunately.
So Chevy Chase had left the show.
Chevy left after year 1.
Right, and Bill Murray now was part of it.
And John and Danny had just left.
Did you become good friends with all those guys? Or were you, again, the turd in the punch bowl?
Well, I was the new guy, and they had, been through the mill for 4 years, so...
They were all close.
And, the moment when I realized, uh-oh, I'm in the shitter here, was when I went to a Knicks game with Billy. Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to do that. And I went to a Knicks game with Billy, and I said, this is weird. I got this job as being part of the company, and I don't feel like I'm really part of it. And he said, yeah, well, it's interesting because Lorne told us he hired you as a writer. And we've just been looking at you for the first 3 weeks saying, why is this guy writing all these sketches for himself?
Wow.
So it was just set up like,
So that's when you first got mad at Lorne Michaels because he set you up?
The goddamn bitch set me up.
He did. Did he hire you as a writer? No, he
No,
hired you
had
to
me
be a
as a
performer.
cast-
But why
both,
wouldn't he
both.
tell them that? Because he was working the angles?
Working the angles.
Didn't want to upset the rest of the cast?
Let me just, I'll tell you the very first thing he said to me, even before I started the show, and this put me on my guard. We're meeting in the Winter Garden Theater. He's producing Gilda Live. And he's hired me already, so I'm having my first meeting with him. And he says to me, I've never hired a male Jew for the company before. I usually go with the Chicago Catholic thing.
Good Lord.
Christ, man, I wanted out of there right then.
You just wanted, let me out of this.
Yeah.
I'm gone.
What the heck is
That's
that
the
all
biggest
about?
asshole type statement I've ever heard.
How about that?
Yeah.
Well,
that's what you are to him, the Jew.
Yeah, the other Jew.
The other Jew, right?
By the way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wowee.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Speaking of which, I saw the Blu-ray of Schindler's List. Way too many ass hairs.
Oh, really?
Way too
You
many.
freeze frame and you saw
every single one.
Don't
man.
you think Mr. Skin should put nude scenes from Schindler's List? The website. Now, listen,
He
your
has
parents.
all the nudity
Your
in every
parents went through the
film.
Holocaust. They lost
They
their
escaped.
family.
Yes,
they
that's right.
escaped, but their
Yeah.
whole families were
That's
wiped
right.
out. You're
That's
the
right.
Jewish Jew on the planet. That gives
Well, yeah.
you have a Star of David on today on their back.
That's right.
Don't you think, Mr. Skin, since it's a nude website with legitimate films that feature nudity, it should have the nudes from Schindler's List?
It opens the door to him being a hypocrite if he doesn't.
Exactly.
That's what you're saying, right?
I hope you advise him of that.
Well, I'll give him a buzz after the show.
I mean, you had so many family in the Holocaust that literally ass hairs, those ass hairs could be your grandparents
That's
in that
correct.
film. Isn't
That's
that true?
correct, sir.
All right.
That's correct.
So, without casting any aspersions.
No
so
aspersions.
So you have an amazing life.
I'm very lucky.
Wait a second.
Seriously.
You were a
Yeah.
child actor.
Yeah.
You were, well, I don't know
What
how
was
old you
he
were.
in?
Listen to this. Harry Shearer, and I'll get to the new album. Harry's here for a reason, but I'll
Yeah,
get to it.
not
Don't
to
worry.
go through all
To go through all this, you need to get a plug. He has a new album now called Greed and Fear, but it's
Okay.
available on iTunes, and I'll tell you what that's all about. But when you were a kid growing up,
Yes.
I don't know how your parents got into this. In fact, I kind of think like maybe your childhood was sad. Your father and mother survived the Holocaust,
Yeah.
and all their family was wiped
Yeah,
out.
yeah.
And I would imagine they put a lot of fear into you and a lot of sort of horror stories into you. I'm projecting here, but I imagine
You are a little bit. I mean, let's put it this way. I never wanted to go see the Shoah when it showed in theaters because I figured that's for the civilians.
But when your parents would talk about their lives, didn't you get very sad and take in their sadness?
No. Because,
That's only you, Howard.
No,
okay.
no. I'll tell you why. Because as Europeans, they didn't talk about it a lot.
They kept it all shut off.
It was a little secret place that they had. So that was another kind of the thing.
But was your father a sad man? Wasn't he? What did he do in the old country?
He was trained as an opera singer.
An opera singer, a famous opera singer.
Yeah.
And he came to this country, and
Ran a gas station.
He ran a gas station.
Yeah.
Wasn't he always filled with bitterness that if the Holocaust hadn't happened, he would have been this opera singer?
Well, he died when I was 12, so I didn't have a chance to talk to him in a lot of depth about it. But I didn't get that from him. I got that he felt, lucky to be alive and lucky to have found my mom. They met each other when they were cooling their heels in Havana, waiting for for 3 years for their visas to be changed so they could come back to the States. So I think I didn't get bitterness from him.
Did your mom remarry?
I got bitterness from me. Yeah, much later.
Did you hate your stepfather?
Yeah.
You did?
You did.
Sure.
Yeah,
Oh, sure.
because you hate everybody.
I don't hate
He
everybody.
had no chance.
It's a real honor if Harry
Probably
Shearer
was a
likes
nice
you.
guy.
Well,